cutting people's hair.
And we are live and in colour. What's up, beautiful peoples? And trashy. Greetings. You've made the start. Welcome, Mr. Jackson. Lost Chapters. What's up? We are back for another Wednesday Curse of Strahd. Yes, you know that guy, Jackson. You've met him before. I think you met him before, once or twice. So tonight, obviously, is our Curse of Strahd campaign. Just a couple of quick announcements before we take off for the evening. Sunday night is the 50th episode of my Paradigm Bold, or the homebrew campaign that we do on a Sunday. So we are doing a little bit of a competition. We're going to give away 2 Steam games on Sunday night. To win those 2 Steam games, you have to watch the episode and DM me in the Discord the number of Metallica song references that Het uses throughout the game. He's going to be using them pretty much in any kind of reference that he can fit. So definitely keep an eye out for that. DM me in the Discord. So join the Discord, !Discord in the chat. We'll give you that link. Join the Discord, DM in the Discord. The closest person to the number at the end of the show will get 2 random free Steam games. But tonight is the Curse of Strahd episode 2. We'll just go through very quickly on a recap very shortly. Anyone else got any questions before we get started? No? Good. I love it when there's this. I love it when I ask a question and there's absolute silence. So it's perfect. So let's get started with our Musak. Get that running. So last we left off last week, you guys had found you were no longer in your home region or plane of Faerun. You found a small path that led to an unfamiliar road. Once consulting the map that Giovanni had given Karnos, you followed it towards the west, seemingly stalked by a pack of wolves that seemed to howl off in the distance several times during your 4 or 5 hour journey. After that length of time, you stumbled, or didn't really stumble, but you came across a large wall with a set of iron gates flanked by 2 headless statues. Mirabelle taking the lead, walking towards the gates. The gates opened invitingly, seemingly on their own. Shrugging shoulders, you all followed, and the gates then closed behind you, sealing you in and potentially your fates. Continuing on, the wolves still ever present. Within sort of every half hour, 45 minutes of your travel, you would hear them, this time seeming closer and closer, like they were potentially stalking you for a meal, perhaps. About this time, I believe it was Skathis that first noticed some movement in the trees on the side of the road, and crashing out into the road, tattered, covered in dirt, heavily breathing, was a small figure, a goblin. Some of you were friendly, some were not. But you fed him, gave him water, and he travelled with you on the rest of your journey, leading the road leading to a clearing. Finally, you saw a nice clear blue river which stood out against this gloomy backdrop of, you can only believe, is the land of Barovia. You then carried on and came to a village. Upon entering the village, after a short time, the sorrowful cries of small children caught your ear. You talked to them briefly to find out that somewhere in their house, potentially is a monster. Their baby brother is trapped, supposedly. Skathis, not waiting for anyone to do or say anything, just strolls into the house. Karnos, believing this to be A glorious quest strolls in shortly after, and the rest sort of follow. Adok, however, a little dubious, but follows nonetheless. After a little bit of investigation on the first floor, you find the dining hall laid out for a meal, but no food. You find a pantry well stocked. Adok discovers that the food is tasteless and bland. A wee cannon was built on behalf from young Adok as well. Fibblestib, rather intrigued by this contraption, talk about explosives and blowing holes in floors, but soon discarded as you headed towards the second floor to investigate further. On the second floor, you discovered a library, a music room of sorts, and Zadriel, searching the books, discovered a hidden panel behind the bookcase, revealing a body, seemingly killed by a trap that was once in his chest, and a letter signed by one Strahd von Zarovich, a name that Zadriel has heard before in stories. Some of you have heard this name. The legends of the once prince turned to evil tyrant, trapped in his lands and trapping others or luring others to his lands. Many stories have surfaced about Barovia and Strahd. You don't know which one to choose, but Adok seemed increasingly worried at the mention of Strahd's name. We rejoin our adventurers as they return to the foyer of the second floor after investigating the room with the harpsichord. Fibblestib retrieving some strings from inside the harpsichord, narrowly escaping losing his head. Not really. He was quite dexterous and moved quite quickly, but those strings were under quite a lot of pressure, and they made a whir of a noise as they twanged and slashed against the upper lid of the harpsichord. So, adventurers, it is now back to you. You are on the foyer of the second floor, staircase leading upwards. What are you doing?
So I'm assuming we've pretty much explored all of the second floor, or the first floor.
Pretty much. You have exhausted all of the rooms that were available to you on the second floor. So as you say, you're now sort of convened in the foyer of the second floor, which is just that open foyer, and spiral staircase leading upwards.
Alright, going up.
Skathis strolls on up, heading towards the third floor.
I'm continuing to look at the paper I had of the drama with the Durst having a mistress, and like, ooh, that's what I'm doing as I go up and follow him.
So you continue to reread over the letter that you found as you follow Skathis. Everyone else following suit, I dare say?
Yeah, Karnos would definitely follow Skathis as well. Yep.
Okay. So Karnos follows Zadriel and Skathis up the stairs. Mirabelle, Fibblestib, Adok, and Emilia, are you all following also?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Fiddlestib grabbed me beforehand, so I'm going to follow with him reluctantly.
Oh, you guys are still carrying the cannon, aren't you?
Yeah, we took it up to the... We're heading up the stairs.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. So, Emilia, are you following also?
I am going to step around the shattered armour that's all over the place.
Yes.
And follow up the stairs.
You're going to follow up lastly?
Yes.
So, as you all make your way to the top of the stairs, Skathis, you emerge on the top floor first. And what you see when you get there, when you reach the apex of the stairs is just another small balcony of sorts. It's not quite as big as the one you were just previously in. Someone's got speakers running. I can hear myself. You directly across from you as you reach the apex of the stairs, you see another suit of armor. This one a little taller than the others, probably about 8 feet tall, a little sturdier, and but to your left, as you look across the room, you see two doorways. To your right, a small alcove, which leads to another set of doors. Zadriel and Karnos, you would then be not far behind him, and you would see the same thing, and the rest of you would slowly follow up. Skathis, you first in line. Do you say anything to the rest of the group? What do you do? Or do you motion to them, say to them, whatever?
I'm pointing to the first door on the left, going to that.
So the first door to your immediate left. As you, anyone else want to do anything at this point?
Yeah, if he's doing that, if Karnos has reached the top of the stairs, it'd be like, I feel like as Skathis goes for the door, Karnos sort of grabs his axe and is sort of back to the wall, ready, like in the movies where someone breaches.
Yes. Okay, so you sort of ready yourself, prepared for anything as you do. Skathis, as you step forward, you sort of walking across the room, you cross within 10 feet of the armor standing at the wall. And suddenly, you all, Skathis, Karnos, and Zadriel, and probably the others now as you sort of work your way up the stairs, probably the only one who doesn't really hear it or see anything at this point is probably Emilia. The armor lurches forward, steps off its little base with a heavy clanging sound of metal on metal, and it reaches out and grabs you by the shoulder, Skathis, and spins you around. Uppercuts you in the jaw with its other hand, sending you backwards. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. 7.
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from the blow, but it knocks you onto your backside and sends you skidding sort of back towards the stairs, back towards back towards where Karnos is sitting or standing, ready with his axe ready. And with that, we will roll initiative.
Yes.
So, Karnos, your initiative, please.
That is 14.
14. Skathis.
17.
17. Mirabelle.
I rolled a 2.
2. Zadriel.
16.
16. Nice. Bibbleston.
8.
8. And Emilia.
21.
Whoo! Emilia with the massive roll there. So Emilia, you're down the stairs.
What about Adok?
Oh, and oh shit, is Adok not in there? Oh, hang on. Adok, I'll get yours in just a second. I don't know why that has not.
You're not with us yet, love.
I did these encounters before Adok joined, so I have to just make a quick edit. Second. I need to refresh the characters. There he is. Save. 1 second. There he is. I'm just going to have to re-get your initiatives here. Sorry, guys. So, Karnos. Yours was 14.
Yeah, 14.
Adok,
Se-
sorry.
We got 7.
7. You're breaking up a little bit, and you're a little quiet, Adok. Skathis, yours was 7 as well, wasn't it?
No, 17.
17, that's right. Mirabelle was a 2, I remember that one. Zadriel, yours was 16?
Yep.
Fibblestib, yours was, sorry?
8.
8. And Amelia was 21. Sorry about that, guys. So, I will just move this over here so we can run that. So, Emilia, sorry. As you sort of come up behind your companions, you hear the armor move, you hear the clanging of metal on metal, you hear a thud, you hear the sound of cloth and leather skidding across wooden floor, and then you see Skathis up against the railing with the landing just above you. With that, you bound towards the top of the stairs, and you have the first shot in this initiative order. The armor is facing the top of the stairs, looking at you guys. It's just knocked Skathis down, and is now turning slowly, but turning towards you in a very menacing sort of manner. It has no weapon.
I'm going to move across and help Skathis to his feet.
So you move up past your friends, you move over to Skathis, and you will say it costs you your action to pick him up, drag him to his feet. Is that all you want to do? You have a bonus action if you wish.
That's all I want to do.
That's all you want to do, just help him to his feet. So Skathis, you're now standing with the aid of your hooded and masked friend. And with that, Skathis, it is now your turn. Zadriel, you're on board after that.
So with that, I'm going to use Water Whip.
Water Whip, okay. And what does Water Whip do?
Hang on. Okay,
Bear with us, guys. All new characters, new abilities and things. It's going to take us a little while to get around our sheets.
Water Whip. You can spend 2 Ki points as an action to cause a creature that you can see within 30 feet to make a Dex saving throw DC 10. On a failure, the creature takes 3d10 bludgeoning damage, plus an extra 1d10 bludgeoning damage for each additional key point you spend.
So how many key points are you going to spend?
All 3.
All 3. And he makes a dexterity saving throw and rolls a 15. So he makes the save.
Okay. You can either knock your prone or pull it up. Half damage on a succeed. So
roll your d10s.
So that's 30 all up, so 15.
So 15 points of bludgeoning damage. That's a massive attack from a level 3 character, but monks. You guys watch as Skathis stands, doesn't say anything, makes a motion with his hands, and then just moves a hand out in front of him in a whipping gesture, and you watch this swirling sort of water like substance whip out from his hand, strikes this armor with a resounding thud, and you notice a large dent form in the chest plate of this armor as it doesn't stagger backwards, doesn't go prone, but it's taken a fair amount of damage from that one strike from Skathis. Bonus action, Skathis.
I'll pick my staff up now.
You'll pick your staff up now. We'll use that as the rest of your turn. Zadriel, it was your turn. And Karnos, you're up after that.
I run in and go, hello! Whack with my warhammer, and I'm gonna do divine smite on top of it, hopefully.
Divine smite on your warhammer. Make your attack.
That is a 16 plus 5 is 21.
That does hit.
And that's 8 damage for the hammer. And is it undead that I'm hitting, or?
It is not.
Okay.
So what is your
The
divine
divine
smite damage?
Smite is 10 on top of that.
10 on
radiant.
top of that. Please describe to your group how your
Oh.
warhammer utterly obliterates this piece of armor.
I'm gonna put it right down on its head, crushing its helmet, and saying, "We are for the Durst family. Do you know where they are?" But I squished it, so I don't know.
And with that, you indeed, Zadriel surges forward from the top of the stairs, pushes past. You would have been in front of Karnos, so you just surge forward in front of Karnos, raising your warhammer and bringing it down with a resounding thud and crash of metal on metal, the divine energy releasing as the hammer strikes, arcing in radiance, brilliant radiant light across the room, very bright for everyone. Everyone sort of have to almost avert your eyes for a second as the helmet crushes, almost like aluminium, just crushes down on itself like an aluminium can, like you step on it, and into the shoulder and neck area, and the rest of the armor there just crumples and falls to the floor in bits and pieces. Now you've got several bits of armor just lying on the floor, and we are out of initiative.
Turn around and say, "He doesn't know."
Karnos looks at everyone and he says, "That Skaithus and Zadriel was very heroic. That is exactly what I want to see. Everyone take notes."
Yeah, just like pick up my warhammer and go out the hallway.
So you're now standing on this balcony sort of area with a broken piece of armor lying at your feet. You're all sort of standing there looking around, looking at each other. Zadriel, this is when you notice, with your shield being what it is, sun has set. You can now tell it's not late, but it is definitely past sundown by this stage. The house is growing quite gloomy as well, so it seems to have gotten more dim and more dingy as the night has sort of rolled in. So those of you that cannot see in dim light will not be able to see a whole lot at all, unless obviously you have torches or anything else.
Do light on my shield if I haven't already. I don't remember, but
it lasts like 10 minutes. So
yeah.
So you recast it on your shield, and that brightens this whole area up, revealing the 2 doors to your left, and where you're standing now, Zadriel, to your right you see a small alcove with a double door and what looks to be like another single door just around the corner from you.
Is Zadriel's light enough for us to see clearly as a group?
Yes.
Excellent.
It would definitely fill this whole area with light. It's not a big area.
Right, I'm voting for the alcove unless someone wants to go in the other one.
Strength in numbers, alcove it is.
Right.
So you move towards the alcove. As you move towards this little alcove, it turns just to your left as you move in. You've got a double set of double doors immediately in front of you, and just to your left and behind you is a single door, both closed.
Opening them.
Should we go for the double doors first?
Yes, maybe. This whole time I have not heard a baby, so I'm very suspicious now.
Everyone roll perception check, please.
Karnos calls out, "Hello, is there a baby in here?"
That is not how babies work.
Zadriel, your perception?
7.
Mirabelle.
11.
Bibblestib.
3.
Oh, wow. Scathus.
7.
Carnos.
12.
Adok.
Well, Adok.
I got a 6.
Oh, wow. And Emilia.
19.
19. So, Emilia, you are the only one that hears this. Very faintly. You're not entirely sure where it's coming from, but you do hear the very quiet stir of a child. Like, not full-on hard-out cry, but like a small child or a baby waking from sleep. Potentially. Just that burbling and then a little bit of a cry, but nothing too distressed at this point. But you're the only one that hears that.
So I can still hear a baby. Not sure where it's coming from, but I can still hear it.
Is he close by or up, down?
It's around. I'm not sure where.
And with that, do you continue to the double doors, Adria?
Yes.
As you push open this reasonably nice set of double doors, they've got dusty stained glass panes on them. The designs in the glass resemble windmills, which seems to be a bit of a thing with this particular house. It seems to be a lot of references to a windmill. The dusty cobweb filled seems to be a master bedroom. Has burgundy drapes covering the windows. Furnishings include a 4-poster bed with embroidered curtains and a tattered gossamer veils. A matching pair of empty wardrobes, both doors hanging open. A vanity with a wood-framed mirror. There's a jewellery box on the vanity as well. A padded chair. A rotting tiger skin rug lies on the floor in front of the fireplace, which is dust covered as well. Above it is a very dusty portrait of a man and a woman. You can recognise him from a portrait that was downstairs as Gustav and Elizabeth Durst. Web-filled parlour to the southwest corner contains 2 tables and a chair, and pretty much there's a dusty tablecloth on it and an empty porcelain bowl with a matching jug. That's pretty much what you see from where you are standing right now.
Before Adok goes through the double doors, we're at the top of the stairs, yeah?
Yes.
I'm going to look back at the front door. I presume it's still open.
You can't. It's a spiral staircase, so you can't really see the front door unless you were to go back down.
Right.
Like almost 2/3 of the way back down the stairs.
Seeing the animated armor that sort of came to life, I'm going to turn to Fiddlestib and I'm just going to say, you know what? Actually, I can just stay and watch here at the top of the stairs if you guys just want to go on ahead. Why? I just feel like, someone should keep watch for more dangers, and there could be something or someone coming through the stairs, and I've got a bad feeling, and I don't know, like that thing just didn't seem right, and the baby just doesn't seem right, and we should all probably go, but if you want to go on ahead.
No, I stay here with you.
That is typical goblin actions. Cowering when they don't have their gang of 1,000 goblins. I knew exactly what he was all about all along.
I'm just a bit more interested in why there's so many bloody windmills around the place.
It might be just a windy city.
I've got to find this gossip on this mistress. So does anyone see drawers? Maybe there are love letters in there.
Shall we have a look in the title? I'll just copy your accent. Shall we have a look in the wardrobe?
The wardrobes are both empty. You can see they're both empty. The doors are open. There is a vanity in the bedroom, though, to your left.
Shall we go and have a look at the vanity?
Okay.
Oh, typical. Mirabelle's going to do more looting.
While they are all doing that, I'm just going to sit on the floor and meditate for 30 minutes.
It's not going to take 30 minutes to find love letters.
Well, you never know. But so you're going to sit down. You're just going to sit down, cross-legged in the middle of the foyer, and just wait.
Yep.
Okay. So Fibblesib and Adok are at the top of the stairs with their cannon, guarding the stairs. Karnos, where are you at this point? Are you in the room with Zadriel and Mirabelle?
Karnos, seeing that they're talking about going for love letters, it's like, has everyone lost their bloody minds? We're here because of a baby, right? And you're interested in a baby in 1 minute, and the next minute you want to read gossip. And Karnos walks out and looks at the other doors, and he's gonna kick open the next door, like hardcore kick open the next door, like he's coming straight out of a FBI movie.
You literally turn, and there's a door right behind you where you currently are, and you make a streets check for me.
All right. Hopefully one I'm good at. Oh, not if I roll like that. 6.
You sort of look at this door, and you look at it, and you step back, and you take half a step forward, and you kick it. Must be with your bad leg, because it opens, but not with any great force. I mean, it wasn't locked or closed. It was sort of half open anyway, and it sort of goes and stops about 2/3 of the way in. So it doesn't even slam against the wall or anything like that. It's just a pretty feeble attempt, but it leads into a bathroom.
It's my bad leg. I have one gaming leg.
This darkened room, it's quite dim. I mean, even with the light from Zadriel's shield sort of spilling through the doorway behind you, you can sort of see it contains a wooden tub with clawed feet. It's got a little small iron stove with a kettle resting on top of it. It's got a cistern, which you'd assume connects to the roof, which would be to collect rainwater, assumingly. You can see the pipe coming down from the roof and leading into a little sort of basin cistern type thing, which they'd probably take water from and draw it into the bath. But it's long dry. You try the tap, nothing happens. Bath is bone dry and dusty. This whole room's pretty dank. If any metal in here started to rust, and there's even rust holes in places as well.
Carlos is just like axe in both hands. It's the bloody toilet for anyone who wants the toilet. Next door.
Yes. So perceptive.
So, Zadriel and Mirabelle, are you both searching the vanity together? Or separately?
Yes.
You're both going through it? Ladies searching for love letters.
But no, I tell her the baby in the letter is stillborn, but the baby in that picture was not stillborn. So I want to find out.
You couldn't tell whether it was stillborn or not. Its face was covered. It was just a wrapped.
Oh, that's really creepy.
It is really creepy. You couldn't tell from the picture. It was just a wrapped bundle that you assumed was a baby.
So if we put 2 and 2 together, we can find out more.
So one of you roll investigation
does
with
that
advantage,
make like 5?
or both roll investigation, or one with advantage. You choose.
It's not
I
good.
rolled an 18.
I rolled a 3.
So we'll average it out at around sort of 14, 15. So with that, you both, I mean, it doesn't take you long to go through the drawers. You go through, the 2 smaller drawers at the top are both empty. You open the next drawer down, and there's some old clothing in here that's been here a long time. It's the moment you pick it up, it almost crumbles into dust. It's been here that long. But you do open the bottom drawer, and you find, one of those leather, almost like a leather file folder. It's leather bound. It's got a leather strap around it, and it's just got the motif of a windmill on the front of it.
Opening it.
As you open it, you go through the little pockets. The first one is empty. Doesn't seem to be anything in there. A satchel, thank you. One of them things. Go through a second, and there's a couple of pieces of paper here. You pull the first one out, and it is a will of some sort. On the top is the motif of the windmill, and with the red background, same as on the painting you found in the dining room and on the sword, and seems to be again the most prominent characteristic around the house. It is signed at the bottom by Gustav and Elizabeth Durst, and reading through it, it looks as though they bequeath all of their worldly belongings, the house, which you assume is the house you're currently standing in, the windmill, which has been described as Old Bone Grinder, which is has a location which is in the east of a township called Vallaki, and pretty much everything else that they own to their children, Rosava and Thornhold Durst, which you can only assume is the children that you are aiding, try and help find their brother and slay this monster.
But there's no baby in that. There's only the two children.
Very good. And look at this room. It's too dusty for parents to be still in here. Don't you
I'm
think?
getting a bit of a bad feeling about this place, to be honest.
Not good.
You continue to sort of flip through, looking for something else. You find another two pieces of paper, deeds. One's a deed to Durst Manor, in which you assume is this house, and one is a deed to Old Bone Grinder, a windmill, flour mill of sorts, which again states its location and a little bit about it. It's old, it's up on a hill, but they own it, it's theirs, and it's now, according to the will, as if they have passed away, then it'd be the children's.
I think that if we get out of this place, when we get out of this place, that perhaps we need to go and check out that windmill.
Yes, there's something about that fortune teller, but I don't remember too much. But the windmill is something.
You continue to go through the pouch, and in the back you find 3 small scrolls, which would be probably more familiar to you, Mirabelle. But Dagiel, you recognise what they are, both you being arcane users, or you being more of a divine user and Mirabelle being an arcane user. You both probably recognise a spell scroll when you saw one. You open them up. The first one is a scroll of Bless, level 1. The second looks to be protection from poison. And the third is a spiritual weapon, both level 2 spells. To make a note of those. And also underneath those you dig through, there is 2 small vials of red liquid, which Zadgel you'd probably recognise with your background and just you've been around, you know a few bits and pieces, and they look not unlike regular healing potions.
Well, these are good things. Okay.
So make a note of those.
Kick Skathus on the knee because he's in the same room and say, "Get up, we're going."
He was out in the hall.
Oh. Go out in the hall and kick Skathus in the knee and say, "Get up, we're going."
Has it been 30 minutes?
No, it has not.
Alright, I get up. And can you read chat too?
No, I can't read chat. Which chat?
Skype chat.
Skype chat.
Yeah, he's
Just
back.
curious.
To get your key points back.
Yeah. What it says, some of your key... you must spend at least 30 minutes of rest meditation to regain your key points.
Yeah, I would say there'd be a short rest.
Right. Cool.
During your short rest, you'd have to spend that 30 minutes to regain the key points. So, otherwise, you could just literally stop and meditate every 30 minutes and get them back. So,
that's what I was doing.
Yeah. So I would say on a short rest, you can recover those key points.
Cool. Not a problem.
Nice try, though. you got to try these things.
While all this is going on, I'm gonna have my crowbar out, pulling apart the armor.
Yes.
Try to find a decent piece of metal.
Roll a tinker check. So it'll be dexterity plus your proficiency.
17.
You go through it, and you find a piece of the chest plate armor that's not too badly damaged. That could be useful.
Alright, so I'm gonna
So
roll
probably,
that.
it's going to weigh probably 2 or 3 pounds. It's a reasonable sized chest plate. So it's just the front part of the breastplate. Got a bit of a dent in it, but it looks like it'll be usable.
So I've got a plan for it.
Okay, that's cool. As long as you
no.
take note of everything.
I am.
I'm going to go to Scathus, kneel down beside him, and see if he's alright from his incident with the.
Do you say anything to him, or you just want to check him over?
Just put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Hey, you alright? You got knocked over a bit there."
Scathus nods.
Nods as if to say, "Yep, I'm fine." You now have 2 doors left on this level, and it's at this point, as you leave the master suite and head back into the main foyer area, you all now hear the almost panicked cry of a small baby. Seems to be coming from the room adjacent you. You can also hear what seems to be the sounds of maybe a distraught mother trying to hush the baby and comfort the baby back to sleep. It's muffled, but it sounds like it's coming from the adjacent room.
Is that a parent in here?
Do you hear that, or is it just me?
No, I think it's all of us.
I go to open the door.
Carnos readies his
Which door do you open? There are 2 doors to choose from. Door
The one
1 or door 2?
Which one does the sound like it's coming from most?
Sounds like it's coming from just that whole area of the house. It's just that side of the
I
house.
grab both of the door handles and I push. No?
Okay, so you open both doors. One door leads into what looks like a broom closet. Dusty shelves line this room. A few shelves have folded sheets and blankets, old bars of soap. There's a cobweb-covered broom leaning against the back wall. The other door, as you open it, leads into a much larger room. From where you are, you could probably see part of what looks to be a double bed. There's sort of a side table with it. Again, very dusty, cobwebbed sort of room. The bed looks like a pretty nice looking bed, but it's just very, again, disused and old. He wants to go into the room further.
I'd like to just check out that cupboard a little bit more.
You want to go into the broom cupboard?
Carnos will step into the other room.
Okay. So we'll just the broom closet. As you step into this room, you look around. As I say, it's just these shelves on the wall. It's got all manner of bits and pieces here. But as you get close to the back of the room, the broom lurches forward and smacks you on the forehead.
Ouch!
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage
From a broom?
from a broom. And as you sort of stagger backwards, your eyes watering from this tap on the forehead with this broom, the broom moves out into the hallway with you. And we will re-roll initiative. Karnos. Actually, no, roll initiative anyway. You would probably hear the commotion from behind you as you've just stepped into this main bedroom.
9.
9. Adok, you see the broom come forward out of this room following Mirabelle as she staggers backwards.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to head straight down the stairs.
You're just going to disappear down the stairs?
Yeah.
I'll get you roll initiative anyway.
13.
13?
Yep.
Scathus.
7.
Man, some low rolls. Mirabelle.
11.
11. Zadriel.
12.
Bibblestib.
11.
Your initiative, please, sir.
11.
11. And Emilia.
8.
8. Right, so at the top of the initiative order is Adok, who, seeing this floating broom float out of this cupboard towards Mirabelle, turns and dashes down the stairs. So by the time you get halfway down the stairs, and you'd be out of line of sight of them completely. So with that, I'm assuming that's all you're going to do. You don't want to do anything else on your turn?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run down the stairs, but I'm going to leave my cannon at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Pointing towards the broom, and that's it.
Okay, cool. And with that, Zadriel, you're next, and Fibblestib, you're on board after that.
I will attack with my warhammer at a broom, I'm assuming.
All you see is this broom. It's now standing bristle end up. It's like those old-fashioned brooms that have got the straw tied around the bottom, and looks like a witch's broom, for want of a better description. But it sort of floated out, bristle side down, and now it's turned up the other way, and it looks like it's about to swat Mirabelle again. Make your attack.
I am confused, so I miss probably with a 7.
You do. It's pretty quick. You bring up your warhammer, you swipe at it, and it just sort of goes, and then comes back again, and sort of hovers there, almost like it's mocking you a little bit. There's a little bit of a jiggle, but you do miss. Is that your turn?
I am going to cast a bonus action Ensnaring Strike on the broom, which is a strength saving throw.
Do you have to hit something to use any of your strikes?
I think I do.
Pretty
so
sure
it
you
doesn't
do.
count, does it?
No.
So I just stand there and...
Yeah, so as a bonus
Look
action,
at
you can
it.
cast it on your weapon, and it activates when you next hit something.
Yeah, it's when I next hit with a weapon. Yeah.
So do you still want to cast it, or not?
No. No.
Okay, that's fine. So that's your turn. Bibblestib, you're up. Mirabelle, you're on board after that.
Alright, so Bibblestip's going to look down at the cannon, have a big smile on his face, then look up and go, "Adult!" And then cast Firebolt at the
At the broom.
broom.
And do you need to roll to hit for that?
Yeah, 23 to hit,
That definitely hits.
and it takes 5 fire damage.
5 fire damage. You fire your firebolt, and yeah, it streaks out from your fingertips. I'm sure you cast it from your hand.
Yep.
So you reach out your hand, the firebolt ignites in your hand, and it fires forward, strikes the broom, and it's sort of mid part of the broom, and sends it spinning around a little bit, and it sort of floats back, Little singe, didn't catch on fire, but it's definitely it's a little bit smouldering on the end there, readying itself to strike at Mirabelle once more. Bonus action.
Nothing.
No.
Oh, actually, I might bend down and see if I need to reload the cannon. That's my bonus action.
Because it's not your cannon and you're not entirely sure how it works, roll an intelligence check for me.
These are my favorite rolls. 11.
Yeah, you're not 100% sure how this thing works. You're not sure how it's loaded. It looks really cool and it sounds really cool when it fires. You've been able to fire it, but you're not sure entirely how it all works until Adok sort of explains a little bit more. But it's cool and it looks cool with the little sight that you put on it. But you know you can make it better. Is that your turn?
Yeah. Just
Mirabelle, it is now your turn. You have been bonked on the forehead by the handle of this broom and is now turned upended with the bristle end up, and it's just hovering in front of you. And I say, look, it has no face, has no features, but it looks like it's mocking you right now, just sort of swaying from side to side and like hey, come and get me kind of thing.
I'd like it to make a dex saving throw, please.
Dex
I'm
saving
going
throw?
to throw. Yep.
What are you casting?
I'm casting Burning Hands at first level.
Burning Hands. Dex saving throw. It rolled a 9.
You fail. And it'll take. I'll kind of just stand there and I'm like looking at it going.
Do you have to be touching Burning Hands to be touched?
Just my hands need to be touching.
That's what I mean, you have to touch it to.
No.
You sure?
Yep. Nope. It's you'll see a thin sheet of flame shoot forth from my outstretched fingers in a 15-foot cone.
Okay.
And it'll take 15 points of fire damage. Yes.
15 points of fire damage. You all watch as little short halfling Mirabelle grabs her wand and her hands and casts her burning hands. Her hands will ignite. The sheet of flame ignites from her hands, almost disintegrates this broom. The bristles burst into flames. The handle drops to the floor. It's now unmoving, but you also see the wall and door frame behind where the broom was standing, or the cupboard. The sheets that have been sitting in this cupboard for such a long time and have now become tinder dry have just burst into flames. You now have a substantial fire starting in the broom closet. And
Don't like it when
the
the
initiative is over, but we'll keep it for the point of what we're going to do next with the fire that is now starting to burn quite rapidly. So Mirabelle, you have I'll give you a free action to make a reaction to that. You've just killed the broom, but now shit is starting to burn quite quickly.
Can I grab my water skin and throw it?
That's going to take more than a reaction. So no, I can give you, like I said, something really quick.
Oh, I can't cast cantrip because it's not. It's an action. Damn it.
And with that, Carnos, it'll be your turn in the order next. You've stepped back, sort of turned to see what was the commotion is. You've seen this broom float out of the closet. You've seen Zadriel swing and miss. You've seen Fibble fire his little firebolt at it, and then you've seen Mirabelle stand forward and just this big burst of flame from her hands, and now you can hear the fire that has started in the broom closet is starting to rage quite quickly. As I said, everything is so tinder dry in this house.
Carlos just sort of, because he was stepping into the other room, and he sort of looks back at what's going on as he hears the commotion. It's like, all right, you'll probably need to get that fire under control, right? Anyhow, and he carries on walking into the room.
And with that, Emilia, it is your turn.
I'm going to use.
'Cause you're standing back and you can see all this happening and unfolding.
I'm going to use mold earth
Yes.
cantrip to gather an area of dust, because everything will be covered in dust,
Yes.
and dump it onto the flames.
Unfortunately, dust is not earth. It is just not really. It's
Dirt.
yes and no. I mean, inside a house, if it was an old shack and had a bit of a dirt floor, I'd probably allow it. But mold earth is probably not going to work too well in this situation.
Dang. Well, that's what I was.
It was an awesome idea, but as you cast it, it just you can see bits of dirt rise, but not enough to make any difference to the flame.
So, yeah, just when you say not enough, I'm just saying.
Well, considering the fire that started is spreading very, very quickly, you would not be able to pick up enough dirt from the dust that lies in this house to extinguish the flame. It wouldn't be enough to make a huge difference.
Well, that's not quite what I was thinking of. What I know about dust and flames, enough dust moving at once could actually increase the flames.
Well, airflow certainly would, yes. Is that what you're trying to do? Is create an airflow?
Whose team are you on?
That wasn't what I was trying to do. I was trying to put the fire out, but I'm just saying, is there something I'd need to roll to question on whether that
let's roll a d6. 1 to 3, you do smother some of the flame, but it doesn't put it out. It does slow it down. 4 to 6, it increases the flame, shall we say.
2.
Oh, you were lucky. In that case, then, yeah, you cast your mold earth and you get some dirt and debris from the dust that's in the room, but not enough to douse the flame, but it's enough to slow it down somewhat. It does hinder it to a point where it's not roaring now, but it's still definitely a threat.
I'm just going to say, I've done all I can do, and I'm going to step back.
Scathus. What you now see that the flame is not spreading as quickly. It's still spreading, but just it has slowed somewhat. But it definitely still is a threat in this tinder dry house.
Hang on, looking.
Come on. 6 seconds,
suppose-
guys.
Yeah, take my water skin out and open it and fling it so it sprays all over.
Yeah, as your entire action, yeah. So you reach into your pack, you pull your water skin out, pull the top off, and you start doing the whole shaking the water out of your water skin on this flame. It seems to have a bit of an effect. Again, it hasn't put it completely out, but it has stopped it from spreading. So if we'll come out of the initiative order there, and I'd say now with the rest of you, if you're on the same page, those that are still in eye line of the fire, you could probably follow suit and extinguish the flame. But Mirabelle, you are kind of guilty a little bit. You have that real sort of, oh shit, I'm glad it's dead, but I'm sorry kind of thing.
So, sorry for
like
the
When
crossover here, but kind of reminds me of a YouTube channel I watch, One for All.
Kind of reminds me of a certain tiefling sorcerer we all know. Well,
didn't expect
Basil
to
I
do
know.
that. That's spilling a wee while, so I'm a bit rusty. I'm sorry, guys. I don't like it when the cleaning products attack me.
That happened before?
Scathus shakes his head.
Not on purpose, I don't think, but you know.
Oh.
With a little bit of learning, things happen.
Oh,
And with that, we'll
Alright.
then quickly cross over to Karnos, who has walked into this room. When I find this room on my list of rooms, it has it here somewhere. Is that the room? That is the room. So, Karnos, you have walked into the room at the top left there, and what you see is dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom. There's a door, small single door to your immediate right. Just further down the wall is a double door which looks like it leads out into a balcony area overlooking the street. You have a fireplace to your immediate left, which is cold and unlit. There is a wardrobe with its doors hanging open with some old tattered long moth-eaten clothes still hanging in it, and a large ornate mirror hanging on the wall next to it. The mirror has what looks to be sort of ivy and carved berries and bits and pieces around it. It's very ornate. It's a very interesting looking sort of motif happening with this mirror. You now hear the baby and the woman more clearly, and they're definitely coming from the room to your right. It's behind that wall. You hear the woman, shh, please don't cry, please. And she seems to be quite frustrated. The baby's just not hushing. It's just continuing to cry. Not loud, not like full-on screaming, but enough that the child seems unsettled and distressed.
Karnos, what would he do here? So he actually sheaths his battle axe for a second and goes over to the door where he can hear it, and he says, "Never fear, my lady, we shall be right in to help you out." And he goes for the door handle, push it open.
We hear this?
You would hear Karnos definitely say that. As you push the door open, Karnos, you step in and you see no woman, which is odd because you definitely could hear a woman. The crying and the woman's voice stop instantly, but you do see in front of you a nursery. There's a crib on the far side of the room. It's got an old black and grey fly net or mosquito net hanging down over the top. At one end, sort of swung off to one side, is a mobile which has ravens and white doves. So it's ravens and doves alternating around. On the walls, it's painted with, it's like a unicorn and a Pegasus and a griffin. Oh, some pretty fanciful creatures that are around in these realms but are not seen often. But no baby, no woman. A rocking chair in one corner with a shawl strung across it. Do you move in to investigate?
Yeah, Karnos would go straight to the crib because he heard a baby, and he's sort of looking around for the mum while he's doing that.
Yep. What is everyone else doing at this point? You've seen Karnos, because especially Zadriel, Mirabelle, and I would say probably Skathis. You would be able to see Karnos where he is. He's pushed through this room. He's looked around. He's looked to his right. I mean, almost immediately. You would probably not have heard what he heard quite so clearly.
He'd call out, "Oh, baby's room here!"
Okay. And the rest of you would have also heard that.
Adok, yeah, go in.
You are 2/3 away down the stairs. You probably heard that as well. It would have been loud enough for you to hear. You've also heard the commotion with the fire, and probably heard the flames from your position as well. What are you doing at this point?
Hearing that, and obviously probably smelling the fire that has just started, I'm going to stop running down the stairs for a second. I'm going to take a breath. And then I'm going to turn around and start walking back up the stairs.
Okay, so with that, you reach the top of the stairs, and by this point, the rest of the group have probably started filing into the bedroom. Your cannon's still sitting at the top of the stairs. Fibble's probably the last one to walk away from the cannon. He's still really enthralled by the cannon, so it probably takes him a little while to tear himself away from it before following the rest of the group. And you would sort of bring up the rear. So as you guys enter this room, you see pretty much what Karnos saw as he entered the room initially. Double bed, a couple of bedside tables, the wardrobe, fireplace. You probably don't really take much notice of the mirror as you're more focused on what Karnos has said. I assume most of you will start filing into the nursery behind him at this point.
Emily is going to just go into the broom closet and tap out any hot spots.
Okay. No problem. Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'll go into the nursery.
Go into the nursery. Zadriel, Fibblesib, Mirabelle, you're going to go into the nursery also?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to stay near the door though.
Okay, and Adok, you'll be bringing up the rear, so you'll probably, by the time they sort of file in, you'll probably be at the bedroom door at this point. You could probably see, you'll be able to see Emilia patting down hotspots in the broom closet to just behind you as you pass through. And you would see Skathis sort of hanging out in the bedroom a little bit as well. I know you went to the nursery, didn't you, Skathis? Okay. So you're sort of milling around the door, and it would take you a couple more seconds, but you'd make it to the doorway as this next part probably happens. Karnos, as you sort of call out and turn, stride up to or limp up to the crib.
It's just a light limp, just barely noticeable.
You look into the crib and you pull back the curtain thing, net, and inside is a bundle. You can't see a baby, but it's shaped like a baby. It looks like it's probably turned on its side, but it's facing away from you.
That's good enough. Hero of the day. Carlos reaches in and picks up the bundle and says, "I got the baby, everybody. It's all right."
As you pick up the baby, however, the moment you touch it, it's weird. The bundle almost just gives away under the pressure of you picking it up, and you squeeze it, and it's like, there's no baby. You unfurl it, and it's just a blanket, just been rolled up and folded up in the shape of a child.
It's just a blanket. I don't know what happened.
However, you do hear almost immediately as you unfurl the blanket, a high-pitched screech come from the rocking chair side of the room. As you all turn and sort of look in that direction, you see an entity melt out of the wall. A young woman, eyes sunken in, no eyes really, it's just black pits where the eyes should have been. Hair down to about midway down her torso. Long flowing white dress. No feet, she's floating. Very ethereal, very sort of airy. And she looks over at Karnos. And once again, yeah! Massive screech as the face contorts and shifts. The mouth opens wide enough that it would look like it would swallow a person whole, and the whole shape just changes. Hands and arms come up in long, jagged claws as this thing rushes towards Karnos. And we will roll initiative once again.
Yeah, Karnos pulls out his double axe as quick as he can.
You will not get... this entity will get advantage on their first attack with the element of surprise.
Sweet.
Karnos, you're first on the initiative, please.
15.
15. Adok, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. As you hear this high-pitched screech coming from the room, and just as you sort of peer through the door, you see this entity rushing at Karnos.
I got a 7 on the wisdom saving.
7?
Yep.
You turn and you run towards the bed, double bed in the room, and you dive under it. You are terrified. So you are currently frightened and cannot move towards this entity for 1 minute. So you just dive under the bed and you're just under there, cowering, hiding. You are absolutely petrified. Your initiative, though, please.
I got a 15 as well.
15. What is your dexterity modifier, guys?
Mine is a +3.
+3. Karnos?
+4 for me.
Okay, so Karnos will go first. Skathis.
6.
Oh, wow. Mirabelle.
20.
20. Nice. Zadriel.
11.
11. Bibblestib.
22.
22. Nice. Emilia, you would have heard the screech from the broom closet, but I'll get your initiative as well.
15.
15. With that, this creature is going to get the first attack in the initiative order because of the rushing surprise. She's going to attack you, Karnos. She rushes at you and attacks you. She will rolls a 19 to hit. I believe
That's
that
a hit.
does hit.
Yeah, I haven't got my shield out, so it's only 16.
You will take 6 points of necrotic damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me also, please.
Constitution save. Oh, 9.
9. That is a failure. Your maximum hit points are now reduced by 6 also.
Maximum reduced by 6, okay.
As this creature just reaches into your chest and just, it feels like she's grabbed hold of your lungs and just crushing your lungs. With that, that is her turn. Fibblestib. As you guys standing in the room and you just see this creature rush at Karnos and you see her reach her arms out, these long ethereal claws just reaching into Karnos' chest, and you hear him almost lose his breath instantly. It's like it's taking the breath completely out of his chest. It's now your turn, and Mirabelle, you're up after that.
So first I'm going to go, not the baby. And cast Firebolt at it with a 15.
15 with a firebolt. That will hit.
Ooh, big damage. 1 point.
1 point of
Fire
damage. You cast your firebolt and you watch it strike where the entity where you think the entity is, and it passes through and strikes the wall behind it. This entity doesn't seem to take any damage from that attack at all.
I'm going to stay right where I am.
Okay. With that, Mirabelle, you are now up.
I would like this entity to make a wisdom saving throw as I cast Toll the Dead at it.
Toll the Dead wisdom save is a 16.
You save, so you only take half the damage.
Take no damage, it's a cantrip.
You take no damage.
Cantrips don't have a half damage modifier. I know that spell well, I use it on my warlock all the time.
Damn!
So you hold your wand up as your arcane focus and you cast Toll the Dead, and you guys audibly hear almost like a church bell ring out. And the energy, you watch this entity sort of turn its head sideways, and its jaw hanging wide open as this a black gaping maw turns and looks at you and screeches one more. Yeah! And it's high pitched and it is ear piercing.
I put my hand over my ears and go, oh ha!
And with that, it is now her turn once again. She pulls her hands out of Karnos' chest, releasing him from whatever fiendish grasp that she had on him, turns and looks at you, Mirabelle, and then rushes towards you very, very quickly. Karnos, you will get an attack of opportunity as she leaves your range.
Excellent. As she leaves my range and heads for Mirabelle, I'll just make a quick call and just say, Belle, no! And that is a dirty 20 to hit.
It does hit.
And that's with double-handled battle axe, so that is 9 plus 4, 13.
13. Is your axe magical, by chance?
No, it is not.
It's not. So as you slash out with your double-handed axe, you do damage her. It passes through, and you feel some purchase as you pass through, but it's weird. It felt really strange to strike through this entity, and she just didn't seem to be phased at all as she rushes towards Mirabelle. Mirabelle, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as she is now looking directly at you.
Rolled a 19.
You do save. You feel the pressure on your mind and the fear grips you as this thing just rushes at you. You've never seen an entity like this before, ever. It's exciting, but it's freaky, but you manage to fight off the urge to run. But she then attacks you.
I was going to say, I get advantage against being frightened as well.
Yeah, you saved anyway, so just remember that for next time.
Yeah.
Why do you get that advantage?
It just says advantage against me. Must be a feature or trait or something.
Okay, it must be a racial thing, possibly.
Yeah.
That's fine. She rolls a 22 to hit you. As she
misses.
As she reaches into your chest with her long clawed hands.
Oh, get it off!
It's cold. It's horrible. Again, you take 6 points of necrotic damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw also.
Oh no. Dirty 21.
Ooh, nice roll. And you do not suffer any further effects, but she just that pressure on your heart and lungs, this cold, clammy feeling inside your chest as she is crushing onto your organs. And she's right in your face. That her eyes are sort of right with your level with yours. They're black. There's no irises, no pupil, no eyes in general. You're staring into the pitch blackness of this entity.
Oh, sweetie, you need to brush your teeth. Your breath
you don't
is
have
disgusting.
time to say that. We probably do. We'll let you get away with that. Adok, I need you to make another wisdom save for me, please.
That is a 2 minus 1, so it's a 1.
Shit. You are terrified to the point you just about wet yourself. You're shaking uncontrollably. Who else is there anyone else in the room with Adok at this point? I don't think anyone else was, were they?
I think I rushed in, but
Yeah, you were in the nursery. Adok's in the main bedroom part,
yeah.
so I don't think anyone else. Emilia may probably see this as she's walking in, potentially. But the bed's shaking. Like, the bed is doing this whole... As this shivering, freaking out goblin is hiding beneath this low-lying bed.
You're just hearing underneath from the bed, you're just hearing, not again, please, no, not again.
Poor Adok. With that, Karnos, it is now your turn. As you see this entity, its long, bony, ethereal arms reaching into Mirabelle's chest.
Alright. Karnos puts his axe in one hand and draws his shield out now.
Yep.
Gives him an extra 2 armor. And he just runs straight at it and swings as hard as he can. That's with a...
Roll to attack.
16 plus 4, dirty 20 to hit again.
That does hit.
And it's one-handed this time, so it's a D8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slashing damage.
7 slashing damage.
And I'm going to action surge.
Okie dokie.
Give me another attack. That is a 16 to hit.
That also hits.
And the second hit is not so great. 5 slashing damage, but I'm gonna make that and maneuver as well.
Yep.
With my combat superiority, so that gives me an extra D8 on my damage, and I'm doing a trip attack. If
Okay.
it works, I'm gonna try and make it go prone. So another 5 damage slashing.
So
And
5 slashing damage, and
trip attack. So that means it has to make a strength saving throw.
it doesn't have to make the strength saving throw. As you go to make your trip attack, you find that it has no feet, and you are unable to trip it anyway because it is floating a foot and a half off the ground.
Yeah, I was more thinking like yeah.
It looked cool. Fine. I mean, it looked cool. You made the attack, the second attack, and you did that whole sort of back turning sweep attack with your leg as you sort of spin around and try and sweep its leg from. It's like whoosh, crap, no feet. and is that your turn?
Just at the end of my turn, I just go, now, Belle, get behind my shield. You'll be safe here.
And with that, Emilia, it is now your turn. Zadriel, you're on board after that. So from your broom closet, you heard this double, now second screech of this creature coming from the room directly beside you. What are you doing?
I'm going to move quickly to the door.
Yes.
And I'm going to enter at the point where I see that the thing's just attacked Mirabelle.
Yes.
And I'm going to cast level 1 healing word on Mirabelle.
Okay. Roll your heal.
Which is a 5.
So Mirabelle, you get all of a sudden, with the coldness of this creature gripping onto your organs, you all of a sudden get a strange warmth sort of flow over you, and you regain 5 hit points.
Thank you.
Anything else, Emilia, or is that your turn?
I'm going to remain in the doorway, basically.
Okay. There's you. Zadriel, you're up. Skathis, you're on board after that.
Run up to it with my warhammer and hit for 17.
That does hit.
And that is only 7 damage. But I would like to bonus action Shield of Faith and cast it on Mirabelle, which gives her +2 bonus to her AC.
Okay, so
For 10 minutes.
make a note of that, Mirabelle. You have, for 10 minutes, have +2 to your AC. As you strike down with your mighty warhammer, Zadriel, you strike through this creature, and the moment you hit her, you couldn't tell whether she was hurt or not, being the creature that she is, but as you struck down through the creature, you hit the floor with a massive thud, hammer on wood, and all you hear is that, and she dissipates and disappears.
Oh.
Mirabelle, you feel the release of pressure on your lungs and heart as this creature seemingly has been destroyed, and we are out of initiative.
How does this affect total life from her effects? Does he dissipate instantly, or are they time-based?
No, you still feel the same. You just don't feel it. You feel drained, almost to the point of exhaustion, but not quite.
That was the creature out there, people. It didn't seem to take the damage that I swung it.
That was horrible.
Is everyone here with us? Is everyone alright?
Where's Haddock?
Uh-oh.
And at this point, if you guys, or Mirabelle, actually, Emilia, you'd probably the first to hear it, is that you hear the shaking of the sort of wood on wooden floor, and you turn and you hear Haddock from under the bed just saying, Haddock, whatever you're saying under the bed still.
Not again, please, not again. I've got to go. It's not safe. Gotta go. It's not safe. Not safe, Haddock. Not safe. Not safe at all. Gotta go.
I'm going to say I can hear young Mr. Yellow Eyes in the other room. I'll go into that room and kneel down next to the bed and say, "It is over. You can come out."
It's a wolf. It's a wolf.
And Adok backs away from you as you sort of peer under the bed with your wolf mask. Is the first thing that he sees, and yeah, he just freaks and starts backing away as far away from you as possible without leaving the other side of the bed. And by this time, the rest of you sort of have filed into the room, and you see Emilia sort of kneeling down, head on the floor, talking to, you can only assume, is Adok, and all you can hear is Adok freaking out under the bed.
I take out a ration pack and I just kind of wave it at the end of the bed. It's like, it's all right, Adok. She's not going to hurt you.
It's a werewolf. There's a ghost, and there's is that food?
Here, have some food.
You watch as a little grey hand pops out from underneath the bed, snatches the food, and then darts back under the bed.
Awesome.
Good work, Belle. I hope you lace that with some sort of poison.
Why would I do that?
Yeah, why?
You're not very nice to him, are you? I mean, he's a bit funny looking, and I think he's quite interesting with those pointy ears and things. But you're not very nice to him, are you?
No, you're right. Are you all right, Belle? You seem to... The woman, she touched you like she did to me. Are you feeling okay?
I'm actually all right. Halfway through that, I got this really nice fuzzy feeling, and it was quite good, actually.
Good to know. Everyone else good?
Lean under the bed and say, Adok, your cannon is out there. You might want to check it. Make sure it's okay still.
Is Emilia still underneath the bed looking at me at this point?
Emily has sort of moved away, sort of slightly insulted, but yet, yes.
That is a yes.
With those words, you just watch as Adok is munching on the food and slowly starts walking towards underneath the bed, trying to stay away from Emilia as much as possible.
Right, so with that, is there anything else you guys want to achieve now? You have vanquished yet another entity from this house that seems to be dead or weird in some form. What do you guys want to do?
Can I have a look out off it? You said there was a balcony.
Yes, there is.
Can I
doors
open
out to the balcony.
Can I open those doors and have a look out?
You can open the doors. You step out onto the balcony. It's still raining outside, so you
So I
step
step
out.
back in
You
very
sort of step
quickly.
out there, and it looks down onto the street where you came into the house.
Mhm.
Are you looking for anything particular, or are you just having a look out?
I just having a nosy.
But yes,
Is there a garden in this house?
not that you've seen. I mean, there could be one outside, but you didn't really look. But
I'll go back inside and say, oh look, we can see the street from up here, but it's raining, so let's stay inside where it's warm. Well, it's probably not warm, but it's better than out. I can make it warm.
I'm going to, as I'm walking past to my cannon, I'm going to look at Karnos as I'm walking past. And then I'm going to say, do you believe me now? It's not safe. This place is not safe. You're all in danger.
Karnos nods, tries to put a hand on his shoulder. Do you move?
Yeah, as you go to put a hand on my shoulder, I'd sort of jerk back.
it seemed it was definitely a jerk reaction. Like, it wasn't something that he's done on purpose out of spite. It was just an absolute reaction.
I figured as much. That's why.
Fearful reaction from you.
And I say, listen, mate, I don't like you. I don't like your kind. I don't like your eyes. I don't like your ears. But you are right about this, and I do like your cannon. Don't do anything to hurt anyone in this team, and you will be fine. You must learn to be a hero. I know it's hard for your kind, but if you're gonna hang with us, heroism it is. Stop hiding under beds and piss in your pants. Here, and he opens up one of his flasks. He says, "Take a drink."
Do you accept the
Adult
flask?
looking at the drink. Adult looking at the drink is gonna then look back at you, look at everyone else that's in the room, and then he's gonna, before he walks out, he's just gonna say, "Heroes get themselves killed. Trust me."
Carlos takes a swig of the drink, and he's like, "Well, yeah. That's the whole point of being a hero, is making a name for you." Never mind. He puts the bottle back in his belt.
Pretty much by the time you got halfway through that, Adolf had walked out the room anyway. So it's like he was already gone. So what is the rest of you? What are you guys up to now? You have searched these few rooms on this floor, and you still haven't found any kind of access to a basement.
There's no more cupboards.
You've pretty much searched everything on this floor. Well, you've searched the doors on this floor. You haven't searched everything, but
I look in the other room.
the nursery.
Next to the baby room, yeah. Because that's the only one we haven't actually looked.
That was
in.
no, that was the closet where the broom tried to eat Mirabelle.
Right.
Have we looked through that properly?
Yeah, it was just a broom closet.
That's right, because
Well, you didn't look in it. You got attacked by a broom. Emma Leah went in there and tried and made sure the fire was out. But yeah. So what are you guys up to?
So every room on the floor has been searched.
Not well. You've been in them. You haven't really searched anything.
We need to look around properly and have a good old search and see if there's anything
Gaithus
that's
is
missing.
going to go outside, downstairs and outside, and look around the base of the house.
Skathis, so you go back down the stairs, back down to the front door. You get to the front door and it's closed. You try and open the front door, and it won't open.
Gaithus heads back upstairs and shrugs his shoulders.
Okay.
Something
Is
is
the-
odd, because the children that we talked to, where do they stay? There's the parents and a nursery.
Is there another, is there an attic? Is there another flight of stairs up?
Not that you've seen.
An attic walked out before.
That's an ad-hoc.
Oh.
Ugh. Is there any, just having a look around, can I look in the cupboard properly and just have a good smack of walls and things?
The broom closet.
Mm.
Roll investigation.
Nine.
It is
Nine.
a broom closet. Rather charred, but it is a broom closet. Or linen cupboard. It's got, like I said, had old sheets and cleaning utensils, brooms and things like that, and it's just a closet.
And are there any cupboards or anything in the nursery or the other bedroom?
Well, the bedroom that you guys were in, which Adult was under the bed, there is the wardrobe in that room. There is the large mirror in there as well. There was just the rocking chair and crib in the nursery. No windows in the nursery. You did take notice though. Same in the what looked like it was probably a master bedroom, had another door which looked like it was a balcony as well, but and wardrobe and stuff.
Can I have a look in the wardrobe? I
Right.
just want to see what kind of clothes they had, if anything.
Which one?
In the bedroom,
Which bedroom?
the one next to the nursery.
Okay, so that there's just a couple of old dresses, but they're well moth-eaten and very, very, very brittle,
Okay.
but nothing out of the ordinary.
Is the dumb? No, you said in the
The
kitchen.
dumbwaiter doesn't come up the
Yeah,
stairwell.
doesn't come out the side.
Not that you've seen.
Can I go down and have a look at that?
Okay.
Just can I get into it and see if it'll take me anywhere?
Roll. No, You probably, how tall are you?
4'5".
You're probably a little big. I mean, it's not huge. Bibblestib probably would even struggle to get into it. It's not massive. So you probably wouldn't fit into it. And looking at it, you look at it and yeah, it's probably not going to take my weight even if I could get in there. It's pretty rickety.
Sorry.
Verona!
Himalaya's going to go into the nursery.
Yes.
And basically look around. She's going to spin the little the thing that hangs over the basket with the two types of birds on it, the doves and the thing. I can't remember what it's called.
The mobile, the ravens, and the doves.
Mobile, thank you. She's going to spin that and just sort of look around the room.
Roll investigation for the nursery. The mobile spins. It doesn't make any noise or anything like that, but it definitely spins.
3.
Looks like a nursery. Rocking chair, crib. The shawl / blanket that was rolled up in the crib is now on the floor where Karnos dropped it.
So what rooms haven't been searched?
The one you're standing in.
Alright, then I shall search.
What are you looking for specifically?
Hidden doors.
Okay, roll an investigation. Anyone else who wants to help Skathis? Skathis starts sort of looking around the walls and around the floor, like he's really taking his time. Is anyone going to help him? No?
Yes, with a 26.
Oh, so Fibblestib is aiding with 26.
No, Fibblestib is actually looking at it.
What was Skathis' roll?
It's just a wall.
What was your roll?
4.
Yeah, Skathis, you're not very good at these sort of things. You're definitely you help people out. You're good at hitting things with your stick and punching things and kicking things, and but you're not really good at looking for stuff. But Pibblestib, you sort of follow suit as Skathis starts looking around the room, and you check out the fireplace. You step into it. You're looking up inside the flue of the chimney, and you're feeling around the inside for levers and loose bricks. And you step out of the fireplace, look around the bed. You sort of crawl under the bed a little bit, see if there's anything under there. Nothing under there. Check around the wardrobe. But when you get to the mirror, the first thing you notice about the mirror is that the ivy and the carvings around it that kind of look like berries. They're not berries at all, but they're eyes. They're carved eyeballs all around the outside of this mirror. And as you look closer, you get you're sort of looking around the outside of the frame, and it's weird. The eyes seem to be following you everywhere. It's kind of creepy. You suddenly feel a breeze on your face coming from the right-hand side of the mirror.
Looky what I found! And push on the mirror on the right-hand side.
Do you push or pull on the mirror?
Push. If that does nothing, pull on it.
Okay, so you push on it, and it sort of, you feel it give somewhat. It doesn't do much, but it gives. But when you grab it and pull it, you hear an audible click, and as you pull it open, a hinged panel behind it swings the other way, and behind it is an opening leading to a set of stairs that go up. And this is a good place for us to take a 5-minute break. So, chat, we will be right back. We're going to take a quick break. While we do that, you guys can grab some ale, some mead, some whiskey, and go to the toilet, whatever you want to do. But we're going to be right back with some more Curse of Strahd after these messages.
Yeah, no,
As
I like it. It's good. I thought I would die the first time you met me because I was like, if anyone's gonna kill me, it's gonna be you.
Right, we are
Well, I
back,
mean,
we
me,
are back
player
live,
bears, I hate
guys.
goblins.
Just do it. If you want to kill Adok, just chop his head off. Yeah, just do whatever you.
Oh,
So if it works for the story, it works for the story. It's the way I
That's
look
it.
at it.
I think what's working for the story is good now. Anyway, it's
Yeah, sure.
because everyone else is starting to hate on me.
So welcome back, chat. We've returned.
Freaking-
Just waiting on everyone to get back before we start back up again. But I hope everyone's enjoying the show. Poor old Adok. He didn't quite wet himself, but it was close. It was just really close. Next time it might happen. We'll see. We'll make a con save and see what happens.
Roll for P.
Roll for P. Yep. But yeah, hey, you never know. You never know in this world of D&D. Anything can happen at any time. So with that, we will return to Durst Manor, where Fibblestib has just discovered a secret door behind the mirror in the what you've probably come to believe is either a nursemaid's room or obviously the room of this woman and potentially the baby Walter, leading upwards, it seems.
so I'm gonna go.
Hey, Silent One. Staircase goes up. Come on.
Skathis goes up the stairs.
So does Gaithus go through first, or Fibble, do you go through, or do you
No.
let him go through?
No, I'll go through first.
Yeah, I ain't going first. Stuff that.
So give me a quick marching order here, guys. So Skathus, you enter first. Does everyone follow behind? What's happening?
Karnos would like to be pretty close. If Fibblestib's second, then Karnos would be third.
No, I'm gonna probably stick back and try to coax Adok into growing a set of balls.
Yeah, Adok is currently just gonna sit on the top of the stairs, going over his cannon. That's all he's gonna be doing.
Okay, so Skathus goes into the secret room or secret staircase. Karnos follows thereafter. Who is following after that?
I'll go.
Mirabelle then follows.
I'll cover
Zadriel.
the back. I'll cover the back to make sure everyone in the back's protected.
Emilia, what are you doing at this point?
I'll follow Mirror and Zadriel.
Okay. So that leaves Fibblestib and Adok. And Zadriel's probably waiting at the door for these guys, but Adok, Fibblestib, you realise that Adok's not in the room, so you sort of pop your head out into the foyer and see him sitting at the top of the stairs with his cannon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to him and go.
Are you okay?
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. That's why I asked. Are you okay?
Not really. I mean, I'm starving. Just got the shit scared out of me. I just saw whatever the fuck that thing was.
Not the baby.
No, not a baby. There was never a baby here. I tried to let you all know, but look, it doesn't matter. You're all gonna die, and that's all that matters.
Oh. We're all gonna die in here. No, not gonna die.
No,
We have Limpy. Limpy will keep us safe.
Limpy, he's gonna be the first one who's gonna die.
Probably. Then we go opposite direction.
Look, you go on right ahead. I'm gonna sit here for a while, alright?
No, not leave you alone. I stay here with you. Tell me about cannon.
What do you want to know about it?
Well, I've never made one. I made this.
I pull Renard off the thing, and I actually got Charlotte off my back, and it's like,
I made Charlotte.
and then I look at the trigger and I go,
Must fix that.
What was that?
Charlotte?
Yeah,
Musket. She fun.
a musket.
Yes. Rifle.
A rifle? What's a rifle do?
Well, kind of like cannon, but not as powerful. I think, maybe. Never really used Charlotte in battle yet. She went off once by accident. Must put trigger guard on trigger. But yeah, well, blew leg off cow. Did good job there. Yeah. Fixed. Don't tell. She's not happy with me about that. A lot like her grandmother that way. But, oh well. Another day, another story.
You know what? You remind me of someone.
Who?
Who's a friend?
Ah. So you have friends. This is good.
I had
Let's hope.
friends.
What happened to friends?
Like everybody else that comes here. Dead.
Okay.
Adolf's gonna lean into Fiddlestick real close and go, "Look, you're a smart guy, yeah?
Yeah.
So, let's go. Let's leave them. Just you and me. Two smart people together."
Can't leave my friends. She hunt me down and kill me.
Yeah, I can't believe that yet. Alright, well look. I get the feeling that if someone like you doesn't go with your friends, they're probably gonna die a lot quicker. So you should, help them out. Especially the limpy one. He's got a couple of screws loose.
He's not my friend. He can die.
That's good to know.
But I like the halfling. She's funny. Although, a little bit excitable with the fire.
Yeah. You see Adok just for a second kind of grimace at the mention of fire.
You know, like fire?
No, I like fire. It's just a bit too much as well. Like, we may come across an area that maybe have been turned to ashes. Look, let's not talk about it right now.
An area turned to ash?
Yeah, I kind of burned
boom,
it.
Boom, backfire.
Yeah, we could say that. Go with that one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, boom, boom, backfire. I can fix. Don't know how. I will fix.
So what, you really just gonna sit here with me whilst your friends are probably walking into their death?
They okay. They'll scream if they need me.
Alright, well, I guess you want to learn about this cannon?
Yeah, show me.
Alright. And then, I don't know if you want, but I'll show Fiddlestick how the cannon works.
Yep.
After that? Yeah.
So, you guys take the time. Fiddlestick, you sit there and you listen and watch as Adok goes over step by step how the cannon works, how it's fired, how it's reloaded, and pretty much goes through all the steps. With that, we'll switch back over to the rest of the group. You guys have entered into this hidden stairwell. Zadriel, do you follow the rest of the group into the stairwell, or do you wait at the door, or do you investigate what's taking the others so long, or what?
I'm gonna wait at the door and just watch them, but they'll be in earshot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Skathis, Mirabelle, Emilia, and Karnos, you enter into this darkened stairwell. Skathis, do you have dark vision by any chance?
I do. 60 foot.
Mirabelle, you do not. Emilia, do you have dark vision? which I believe you do.
I do.
So Karnos does not either. So Karnos and Mirabelle, you walk in. As you step into this darkened stairwell, it goes up probably 15 or 20 feet, and then turns to the left and continues upward. And it gets quite dark, so you guys can't really see much more than your hands in front of your face as you enter the space.
Karnos says this to us. I don't know about the rest of you, but shall I light up a torch?
I was just thinking the same thing. I think that'd be a good idea.
And Karnos keeps the axe in one hand, pulls a torch from his pack, and sort of lights it up, holding the axe in one hand, torch in the other.
Cool. And with that, the stairwell is illuminated with Karnos' torch. It's dusty, full of cobwebs. It doesn't look like anyone's been in this stairwell for quite some time. You go up to the first landing, it turns to the left, continue on upwards, and there is a single door at the top, which you reach first, Skathis. And it is currently closed.
Open it up.
You reach for the handle and it will not budge. It seems to be locked.
So,
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Do you let them know that it's locked, or you do? Because by this time, I mean, there's probably enough room in the stairwell for you to stand sort of shoulder to shoulder, but it's not much bigger than that.
With the light, do we see that he's struggling with the door?
You can probably you probably hear him sort of rattle the handle, and it doesn't open from where you are. Because I'd say you all sort of moved up close enough you can sort of see what's happening. So at this point, he's reached for the handle. It's turned, but it's not opening.
You having issues, Skathis?
I nod my head.
Has anyone seen a key to open this door, or shall we just kick it in? Yeah, anyone? Mirabelle, Emilia?
Can't say I've seen a key anywhere, but we haven't looked around the door. It could be under the mat. You don't know.
Okay, Emilia, do you have anything? Maybe you could just do fire. Fire would blast the door, right?
Oh, I might just have just the spell for this.
Skathis walks back down the stairs.
So you just back down the stairs a little, away from the rest of them.
Yep.
So you back. You sort of move. You move back down to the landing. A little concerned about the words fire and enclosed spaces.
A little bit.
Emilia, this is your time to shine. Do you know how to pick a lock or kick a door open or something? Show me what you got.
no, but I do know two people that have a cannon. I'll go get them. I'll be back.
Okay, that also could do the job.
And I head back downstairs.
You head back
Could you not
downstairs.
just hit it with your axe?
Oh, well, yeah, I was just wondering, I don't want to steal the thunder. I've done a lot of adventuring. Like the time I
That's
went to
fine,
help...
but can you just hit it with your axe?
Oh, well, okay. And Karnos just swings his axe at the door.
Don't need to roll to hit. You can definitely hit it. So it's roll for damage.
Okay. I'm holding the torch in one hand, so one-handed damage. 10 damage.
10 points of damage. You give it a good mighty swing at the door. Mirabelle sort of she wasn't really waiting for it, and it just sort of smacked right in the door, just like a foot from her head. Because she said it, you swung. She was there. It was like, so Mirabelle, you get a bit of a fright as this axe slams into the door beside you, and it does crack the door.
Did I make a hole?
Not really. It's embedded. It'll take a little bit of an effort to get it out, but it's definitely put a crack in the door. So you guys probably could hear this, by the way. The axe into the door would definitely be loud enough for Emilia. You definitely would have heard it. Zadriel, if you're in the nursemaid's room still, you would have heard it quite clearly. Adok and Fibblestab, you would have heard a dull thud from above you.
I'm going to say, that sounded like it did something. Here, let me hold your torch and you can give it a go properly.
Excellent. And Carlos hands his torch to Emilia.
Yep. And you'll have to retrieve your axe.
Yep.
Strength check.
Use
Strength check.
back
It seems to be
away.
embedded reasonably well, so strength check to retrieve it.
Oh, yeah. 80, 90, 20, 21.
Yeah, no problem. You sort of and pull it out, and now you two-handed swing.
Yeah, that's heaps better. 13.
And 13 points as you strike now with the two-handed swing. Half a step backwards, you put a bit of weight behind it, and it splinters a panel of wood about that big out of the door.
I stick my face in to look through to see what's on the other side, and I say, "Hello, it's not here. Anyone there?"
And it kind of echoes a little bit in this seemingly open space. It's very dark. You can't really see at all with the torch light behind you. A little bit spilling through the door, but not enough to really see. But it's almost like another foyered area. This time, no extra stairs. You could see what you think is a door across from where you are, but it's really hard to tell in this dim light.
I reach through the hole and try to feel for like a latch for the lock.
And you do. It's one. The handle's not like a turn handle like a modern door. It's more like a wooden plank on the other side. So as you turn the handle, it would lift it, and there's a little slide bar that's stopping that from the latch from lifting on the other side. So you reach through, you sort of feel around, and you feel that slide bar, and you just slide it out of the way, and then turn the handle, and the door opens.
And voila, the job is done. Thank you for that idea, Mirabelle. You strike me as somewhat of a genius.
I just look at him. Okay. Would you like me to have a look in that room, or are you going to go?
I'll step in to make sure it is safe, and then we can all step in. Unless you want to go first, Emilia. You seem to scare the little goblin guy. I think maybe you. Why is he afraid of you? Do you know?
I have a feeling that it might be my face.
Now, just to be sure here, I don't believe that Carlos has actually directly seen her face since the beginning with this.
No one has seen her face. All you still see is that hood is really low over her face, and if you try and sort of scooch down and have a look, all you see is the wolf's face. It comes down below her chin. So snout, teeth. If you sort of look at right angle, you can just make out eyes beneath it, but that's about it.
Carlos is like, so is that real, or are you a werewolf? What's the deal there?
I did think it was strange that you had invited a werewolf to join your party, but...
Well, I hadn't noticed that until now. I thought you were wearing a mask or something, but same as the goblin. If you do anything wrong, I'll chop your head off.
Yeah. I lift my robe so that you can see pretty much, like, you can see my snout, but the snout of what is thing, but you cannot tell whether it's a mask or not.
It's very, very hard to distinguish it from the real thing.
And then pull it down and say, "Oh, sorry, I can't do that for too long. The light from the torch hurts my eyes."
All right, so you should go first then.
I hand him his torch back,
Yep.
and walk into the room.
So you walk into the room, and you are now in what looks like another foyer area. Indeed, there was a door directly, not almost directly, but to an angle to your left across the room, leading down another short hallway with another two doors. And sort of scanning around the room, you look down towards the south end room, and there's another single door there also. So several doors in this area. Again, very, very dusty. Not much has been up here in a long, long time. So basically it's just dust cobwebs. Upon closer inspection, the door that's diagonally across from the one you just came in has a large padlock and a latch on it, and it is locked. It is locked.
I'm going to just investigate, look around the room.
It's pretty much all you see. It's just like another hallway type situation with doors.
Okay. I'm going to walk down the hallway towards the doors down the hallway.
Which door are you going to be going towards specifically? You've got the door diagonally across from you. Down further from that is another 2, and then behind you would be another 1.
I'll go towards the 2 that are further down.
Okay. So while we'll pause there with you guys for a moment, we'll go back downstairs. Zadriel, you would have heard from where you're standing in the nursemaid's room, sort of in the doorway, keeping an eye on Fibblestib and Adok. You would have heard the destroying of a door upstairs, the splintering of wood. You would have heard muffled voices, and now you can hear sort of the footsteps up above you as they're sort of walking around up there.
Hello, do you need me up there? You good?
You guys, all of you would have heard her call up the stairs.
Come up if you like.
Yeah, it's good. It's just another empty room.
Yep. Come on up and bring little yellow eyes with you.
I have also yellow eyes, you know. Just saying.
But you're not little.
Oh! Oh, right. Hey, you two. Come on. You want to come up? There might be shiny things to fix or something.
Broken?
You can fix the door I broke.
You fix it.
I think it's a bit beyond that now, however.
They could be doing something incredibly stupid. You would not want to miss that.
Can we hear?
Roll a persuasion check with advantage. I think even adult would be interested to watch Karnos do something stupid.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that would pique my interest.
So
I've got to bring up my character sheet again.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
It would be a 24.
Yeah. Fibblestib, your interest is piqued almost immediately talking about fixing things anyway. So you're not a hard one to sell on going up to have a look at stuff for that. But Adok, yeah, the moment the mention of Karnos doing something stupid and possibly getting hurt, you think, fuck yeah, I want to see that.
Come on, let's have
You're
some
still a
fun.
little apprehensive. Like, you're still definitely worried that has not left you, but you're definitely kind of keen on seeing Karnos hurt himself.
As I get up from sitting on the stairs, I'm going to do a little bit of a hand signal over my cannon, and then anyone who's looking out towards that, they're going to see the cannon immediately sprout legs, and then it's going to start walking by itself.
Awesome.
We didn't need to carry it. What?
Would I
Oh.
have seen this?
You not, because you're upstairs.
Damn
That
it.
is amazing. Look, people, Steve.
It it's not good at going upstairs, so you know.
Oh, but there's stairs over there.
Right.
Yeah, it might take a little bit to get up this. I mean, the stairs are a lot smaller going up to the attic, but
Maybe
it might do
Zach,
alright.
you know,
We'll make a check to see how well it gets up the stairs.
maybe
I will
Zadriel
help if you need it.
Well, I'm assuming, yeah. I mean, if Zadriel wanted to pick it up, she could probably pick it up one-handed. I mean, it's like a tiny small construct. So
I will pick it up so they get to go up there.
okay, so with that, we'll say that you all eventually emerge to the landing in the attic area. Emilia, you have approached There's two doors, one to the north, one to the south. Which one are you going to open first?
To the north.
The north first. So you open this room up, and it's another cobweb, dust-filled room with a single bed, a nightstand, a rocking chair, another empty wardrobe, but a small wood stove also situated in this room. Not a lot else is in this room. It doesn't look like it's been used in 100 years.
Going to investigate the wardrobe, just see if there's anything in it. I know you.
Don't even have to roll an investigation for that. The cupboard, one of its doors is hanging off by just on one hinge, the other's completely off, and it is 100% empty.
Stick my head back out into the hallway and say, "There's no baby in this room."
There was a locked door up there, right?
There is. As you all sort of now move into this area, you can see the large padlock that sits on the door, which is to the right of where Emilia is, and on a slight angle to the left as you leave the stairwell door. Single door, wooden door with a latch, an iron latch with a large iron padlock.
Would I be able to reach the padlock?
No, not at your height. It'd be just out of your reach. It's quite high up on the door, so 2/3 way high up on the door. You get the impression that it's designed to be out of the reach of children. It's that kind of height.
I would like to bash it with my hammer.
Okay. Roll a hit.
Yeah.
Roll a hit. 'Cause it's...
I'm going to hold up one finger and go,
I could lockpick it
Oh,
if it was a little bit lower.
you want me to lift you up?
Yeah, just pick him up, lady.
Yeah.
Lady has a name. Zadriel, thank you. I will pick him up.
So you,
Sorry, Lady Zadriel.
So you pick up Fibblestep. Don't have to make a check for it. You've probably done it a few times before with helping him do certain things and picking high locks. Do you have lockpicks, Fibblestep?
I have thieves tools.
Okay, so
Yeah.
dexterity. Are you proficient in your thieves tools?
Yep.
So dexterity. Yes.
Sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand plus your proficiency modifier.
That would be 23.
23. No hassle at all. You look at the lock, take your tools out, tink, and the lock swings free on its hinge.
I'd take the lock off and throw it at my shoulder and say, rubbish.
Who would be direct? Zadriel. How are you holding Fibblestep by any chance? So we probably just missed you. I would imagine probably at this point Skathis and Karnos are probably... There's probably a few people standing behind you watching you do this. So Karnos and Skathis and... No, probably it's Karnos and Skathis. Make a dexterity saving throw for me as this large iron padlock just comes flying over Zadriel's shoulder.
So what did you need?
Dexterity saving throw.
14 for Karnos.
14 for Karnos.
13.
Donald, your face is now massive. Might want to fix it. Yeah, there we go.
Posture check.
So what was yours? Sorry, Trash?
13.
13. So Karnos, you see it coming. And holy crap. Robert, thank you.
Next.
Yeah, that was you, dude. I'm not sure what that was.
Too windy in that room.
Nutty just muted you. I'm not sure what the hell that was. Well,
He
anywho.
decided to do some vacuum cleaning.
But with that, yeah. So Karnos, you see this padlock sort of come over you. It's like, whoa! You move to one side, and directly behind you is Skathis, who does not move so quickly. And Skathis, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as a large iron lock strikes you right on the bridge of the nose.
Carlos is like, oh, that was close. Not seeing what happens behind him.
And all you would have heard was, oh, and just a loud sort of thug.
Would you class it as a missile type thing?
I would give you that, a reaction. Deflect missiles.
Yeah. I do that.
So you need to roll for that, I believe.
20.
Just got to remember how deflect missiles works. I think I think that's definitely a success. Just going to check here. Whoa.
You still got it, Drax.
Deflect missiles.
You can use your reaction to deflect.
D10 plus 5, reduce damage to 0 with free hand. You only took 1 point of damage, so I wouldn't even have probably wouldn't even had to roll for it really. So, yeah, you just instinctively bat it with your hand, so that the almost half karate chop deflect and shatter this thing into 2 or 3 bits, and it scatters across the floor. So you do not take that point of damage.
Would I have heard him like shatter it and throw it?
Oh, everyone would have, because you just would have heard, and just bits of metal, iron hit the floor.
Then I go,
See, told you, rubbish.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there, Drax, but there was some awfully. Oh, I think we're there. I think we're good.
I think you fixed it.
Is that better?
Yes. Whatever it was, it stopped. That's good. So, with that, the door is now unlocked.
Okay, put me down.
Oh, okay. Put you down.
Yep.
And do you open the door?
I turn around and walk away a little bit,
Okay.
not open doors.
I'll open the door.
So, you open the door. And let me find my reference map. What is it? You open the door, and you are faced with this scene. Two single beds set either side of the room. The window is bricked up. Very musty, very dusty, cobwebbed. Closer to the door on your right is a toy chest with minwheels painted on its sides. To the left is a dollhouse that looks like an identical replica to the house you are currently standing in. The furnishings are draped with cobwebs, and lying in the middle of the floor are 2 small skeletons, wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller one cradles a stuffed doll, which you also recognize.
Carlos follows in as well.
So you all move into. Are you all moving into the room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereabouts are you positioning yourselves in the room, please?
I'm gonna be over near the little house,
Okay.
looking at it.
Yeah, I'll be over at the house looking at it too.
I'd be by the skeletons saying, oh, the pair of wee mites.
Yeah, Carlos by the skeletons too, just sort of carefully looking at them, seeing
Okay.
what's happened.
If I can, I'd like to walk up to both of the skeletons, cast firebolt, and try and burn them.
Before we get to that, Emilia and Skathis, Skathis said you were over by the house. Emilia, where are you at this point?
I'm walking down the hall from the north room to rejoin the party.
Okay, so you'll be coming in the room last. Zadriel, where are you in this room?
I was going to lean over them and say a prayer. to bless them.
Okay, so you're
on their
down on your
way.
knees, leaning over the children's bodies. Mirabelle, you're standing there as well. Adok, you walk in, see these skeletons. You start to cast your firebolt. Is it a vocal spell? Vocal somatic?
It is, yeah. So it's verbal and somatic as well.
I will give the two closest people to you a reaction to this. So Mirabelle and Zadriel, you're both closest to the bodies, and probably Karnos as well. You hear Adok start muttering under his breath, making movements with his hands, and Mirabelle, you would recognize the spell. Pibblestone, you would recognize the spell. Karnos probably not, but you recognize he's doing something. And Zadriel, you'd probably recognize that he's trying to cast a spell as well. And once you see the flames light his hand, I'll give Mirabelle and Zadriel and Karnos a reaction. Being the
I go
closest
to grab his hands. I'm like, what are you doing?
roll dexterity versus dexterity, guys.
Oof.
So just
Is
a
this straight
d20
dex?
plus, yeah, just d20 plus your dex.
I rolled 4.
Damn it.
I just beat it by 5.
I got 10.
And you got 10?
Yeah.
So you're going to try and
What
do the
about
same
Zadriel?
thing? Reach out and grab him?
Yeah, I would straight away just go for his neck and want to run him straight into the nearest wall.
Okay, so 10 for you. Zadriel, what were you trying to do?
If I see him do that, I was going to shield the children, but if I see him go to do that, I want to block.
You just want to hold
him
your
from-
shield up?
Yeah, I want to block him from hurting Adok, actually.
Oh,
You
right.
want to block Karnos from grabbing Adok?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, I would say you need to roll a dex as well. So just a d20 plus your dex.
15?
15. So you do beat that. So what will happen here is, Mirabelle, you see what's happening and you exclaim, "What are you doing?" And you go to reach out, but you fumble and you're sort of on your knees and you fumble and miss his hands. Karnos, you manage to slap, not going for his neck, but you manage to slap one of his hands and stop the cast of the spell. But as that happens, the other hand fires the spell off, striking Zadriel's shield as she lurches forward and charges into you, Karnos, knocking you off balance.
Yep.
Sort of breaking your contact with Adok. So Adok, you've released kind of a partial spell, which has struck Zadriel's shield as she's lurched forward and hit Karnos.
Does it dissipate on the shield or does it bounce?
It hits the shield and yeah, it kind of dissipates because it's not a full strength spell.
Okay.
So it causes no damage.
As that's happened, I'm just going to look at Zadriel and go, I am so sorry. That was meant for them, not you. Like the skeletons, not you. I'm not trying to hurt anyone.
I understand.
Trying to keep everyone alive.
I understand. Very good. And then I look at Karnos and be like, stop.
I'll tell you what, listen, it looked like you kneeled down and he was going to hit you with a fireball. That's how I see it.
He was going to do it at the skeletons. Could you
How
not
do you-
see that?
How do you know?
I
It's-
just know.
so
I think
should,
I know. That's
if
what
I
you were
hadn't-
doing, wasn't it?
if I had done nothing, his firebolt would have hit her and boom. Or that fire, whatever he was casting. Fireball for all we know.
It's firepower.
Look,
That was a
Karnos has got
fireball.
a point. Right, I agree with you, but I also have to let you know, if I wanted to attack you, I probably wouldn't have came with you, all of you, and I probably would have shot the cannon at you a long time ago. Just saying. Now,
That's fair.
you've already fell into the hands of some weird ghost that petrified the absolute shit out of me. You walk into a room, you find two skeletons clutching each other. You don't think this is something weird. Now look at me. I don't know where you've all come from, but I've been here for quite some time. Two skeletons on a floor, kids outside, weird children, baby crying, mother, ghost. It just screams, we're all gonna die. That's a trap. Don't touch the bodies.
Perhaps they need help as much as you do, Adok. Maybe they are just as trapped as we are.
Well, too late. They're dead. We're alive. Let's keep it that way.
But are we?
Skathis says you're paranoid.
I take
True.
another ration pack out of my bag.
Make sure you're
and I'm
marking
like,
these ration packs off too,
I
Mirabelle.
am. Have some food.
I think
That-
by
yeah.
this time Adok's probably pretty well full. He's eaten almost half the pantry, and several ration packs from Mirabelle at this point. You're probably still going to continue to eat, but your belly's probably starting to ache a little bit by now. I think you're getting to the point where any more, and you might have to look at a con save to hold it down.
I still grab it though and scoff it in my mouth.
Yeah. So with that,
I'm just
What are you guys doing?
fascinated. I've never seen somebody eat so much and not throw up. So I'm just.
I take it you've never watched dwarves.
What's a dwarf? I don't think I've ever seen one of them.
Someone
you
from
would have
Cowhide.
you would have at the bar that you were just at when.
Oh, other
Yeah.
than that.
He would have been the first dwarf you'd ever seen.
Yeah, they can eat. They're little, but they can eat. They can drink.
Bibblesib, have you seen anything on the house there or anything in the room? You are the smart one.
The house, the dollhouse look very, very detailed.
And you are correct. Roll investigation on the doghouse
With help.
with advantage.
Okay. The first one was 22. Second one was 20. So yeah.
So as you start looking into the house in a little bit more detail, you look closer, you open the front of it up, you lift the top, it's sectioned out beautifully, and you look through the first floor, and it's identical what you guys discovered on the first floor. The foyer, the dining room, the kitchen, the den, second floor, same thing. Everything's
Any
identical.
stairs going down?
Wait a moment. As you sort of continue with that, all of a sudden, from behind you, you hear, "Please don't touch our toys." And as you all turn at this voice, you see Rosa and Thorn
Oh,
sitting
nope.
on one of the beds. Thorn's still clutching his soft toy, and they are corporeal, same as what you just seen them outside. He's no longer crying, but he's still clutched into his sister. But did you find Walter?
We can't find any way to get down to the basement. Do you know where we go?
And she just points at the dollhouse, to the attic level on the dollhouse.
Is that not where we are now?
And Fibblestip, as she points to the portion of the dollhouse, you look at it, and what you find as you upon closer inspection, there is the room opposite where you are. Looks like it's a room with old furniture and stuff in it, and there's a little wee door in the far corner, and it looks like there's a little wee staircase which leads down.
I go.
See, told you. Go up to go down. Ah, I was right.
And then Rosa sort of turns and says, "Our mother would lock us in here when they had guests. We would hear laughing and eating and drinking, and then screams, then silence. They locked us in here the last time, but no one came back."
What was your parents' job? Why'd they have people over and shut you away? That's weird.
We're not sure. Every time they would have, or would say that they would have people coming, Mother would lock us in here she said, for our safety. This is where we died. We starved because no one came to retrieve us.
At that point, I'm sitting in the corner just wiping away tear.
So hang on a minute. You're these skeletons, and you're sitting. You're dead.
Yes, quite for some time now.
Is there any way we can make you at peace?
We could. Well, I mean, we're not supposed to go to the basement, but I believe. Yes, I believe that's where Mother and Father now lay. If you were to return us to our crypt, maybe then we could find peace.
Gently start getting the bones together to take them with us.
You can see that even Rosa, as you lean in to touch the bone, she sort of recoils a little bit, as if it not yet kind of thing. Is like she's got more to say.
Oh, okay.
Like disturbing the bones might cause them to not be here anymore. You get that sort of feeling like don't touch.
Yeah, I wait until she's finished.
Emily is going to stick her head in the door and say, I heard a commotion, what's going on? Where the heck did they come from?
And Rosa just looks over at you and without even batting an eyelid and says, we've always been here. We can't leave. Are you here to help us?
Apparently.
Adok's just going to be shaking his head no.
Carl sees us and is like, yes, we are. We're here to help anyone who needs help, especially our little grey friend here. He said he is the greatest helper of all time. Did you not say that, Adok?
No, I did not.
Rosa doesn't seem fazed by it at all. Neither does Thorn. Thorn's just still sitting there clutching his sister. Hasn't said anything. But she again points to the doll's house and says, the stairs lead down to the basement. But that's where the monster is.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So, to the stairs, down to the monster. Yeah?
Yes, well, we haven't heard it for a long time, but yes, that's where the monster was.
I don't know if anyone else is thinking this, but did the monster kill your parents?
I'm not sure. All I know is that one night, Mother and Father had guests. Usual, laughter, drinking, that sort of noise coming up from downstairs, and then later, a lot of screaming, a lot of pain, and then silence.
So
Didn't hear any wolf howling, did you?
No, not wolves.
Oh, good, so I'm not going to get blamed for this.
Are you a wolf? Because I didn't hear any of that other conversation.
No, you did not.
Adok just takes a step back.
I'm going to move over to the other bed
Yeah.
and sit down on it.
Okay.
I
Basically,
look at. Oh, go ahead.
away from Adok and away from the children, who have both shown concern about my
Well, the
appearance.
children don't seem concerned at all.
I think they did when I was outside.
Outside they did, yeah, but inside they don't seem to be concerned at all. In fact, it's almost like they don't know who you are, like they've not met you before. It's just
So you're-
they've asked you the same questions that they did outside almost.
So your crypt is downstairs that we have to take you to?
Well, the family crypt is down there. I don't know much about the dead, but I know that when someone dies, you put their bodies in a family crypt or something similar. I would assume that for us to rest, that's where we need to go.
So, do you mind if we take your bones down there?
Yes, of course. But we are afraid. We're not sure what will happen.
Don't worry, we will go first. How is that? Huh?
Okay.
Can I ask them a question?
Sure.
I'm going to walk up to them tentatively. And I'm just going to say really quietly, just so that no one can hear. And I'm going to go, who do you work for? And can I make an insight on that, or?
You can. Rosa looks down at you and says, she kind of smiles a little bit too. She says, I'm too young to work.
12.
She seems on the level. I mean, she's a child. She's probably no more than 13 years old. Brother's probably 7 or 8.
Cool. With that, I'm just going to take a couple of steps backward and point down towards there to Carnos, to walk down there. Take the lead.
At this point, I'll look at Zadriel and say, well, should we take these bones then?
Yeah.
So what are you going to put the children's remains into?
Yeah.
Is there a pillow or something on the? Is there a sheet that I had?
There is a old, probably there is an old blanket on the beds, on both beds. It'd be old blankets, so pretty worn and moth-eaten, but they would be sufficient to do what you're thinking.
Okay, I'll get one of those and lay it out and just put them gently on the.
The moment and exactly what you think would have happened. The moment you disturb the remains and pick them up and move them onto the blanket, the children's images go ethereal and then fade. And both the children were just looking at you, and Rosa sort of nods and smiles as her image completely fades.
Yes, I'm going to pick them up and just hold on to them and say it's all right. We'll look after you.
So Zadriel, by this time you look at your shield and you know with the way that your shield works that it's getting quite late. And you all would, if you don't rest soon, you're going to run the risk of running into some complications, exhaustion, things like that.
Carlos was about to ask that. How long? How many hours have we been in the game?
It's getting pretty late now. I mean, you'd all be feeling the effects of a long day by this point. Adok more than anyone. He looks physically exhausted. Even though he's been eating. Yes, Robert. He's been eating and drinking that, but he still looks physically drained. Yeah, on D&D Beyond, when you click short or long rest, it automatically resets your those sort of things as well.
Sorry.
So, what are we doing, ladies and gents? We're about 20 minutes out from the end of the show, so if we want to end a little bit early, we can go into a long rest and call it there, and we can pick up next week after the long rest if you want.
That makes sense.
Up to you guys. I mean, we can run for the 20 minutes. No problem.
I'm going to shuffle backwards on the bed and go, holy hell, they're ghosts. Because I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, ghost.
Yeah, this place is weird.
Yeah, I agree. So Zadriel, I notice your shield you look at and you say, day, night. Is that like some sort of magical thing that tells you when to sleep and when to get up?
It takes track of the day and the night according to the time. Steve made it for me.
So it's like a time compass.
Sort of. More like a sundial of sorts.
That man Fibblestib is a genius.
Yes. Insane genius.
Yeah, Fibblestib the Mad. That's what they'll call you on the posters. Fibblestib the Mad. I like it.
Alright, so before we go to rest, I'm going to cast Alarm on the door leading into the room.
Okay. Just for the viewers and for the rest of the group, can you tell us what Alarm does?
It sets an alarm against unwanted intruders. Choose a door, a window, or an area within the range that is no larger than 20 square feet. Until the spell ends, an alarm will sound whenever a tiny or large creature touches or enters the warded area.
Cool.
When you cast the spell, you designate creatures that won't set it off, set the alarm off, and choose whether the alarm is mental or audible.
So what is your alarm? Is it going to be audible or going to be telepathic?
No, it's going to be a mental. It's going to be mental. It's just going to wake everyone up.
Cool.
And it runs for 8 hours.
Okay, so you cast your alarm spell. You designate your current companions.
Yes, they're the only ones that won't set it off.
Okay.
And does he let everyone else know that he's doing this too, does he?
Yeah, I'm going to shut the door and say, I set alarm.
Carlos goes, right, I'll take first watch then.
No need for watch. Alarm wake you up.
Carlos points at Adok, and then he points at Emilia and goes, oh, there is plenty of need for watch. I barely know any of you here.
Only one we have to fear is you.
And just
sure.
get this a little bit, I think.
I will take watch in the middle of the night.
I just go to the end of the bed and cuddle up in a ball with my little bag of bones and
So you
start
sleep,
to snore.
you sleep with the children's remains?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Carlos puts his axe on his shoulders and stands in the middle of the room and just watches the window.
You're going to take
watches
first watch. Is anyone going to take second? There's going to be 3 watches, so we need second and third.
I'll take second.
You'll take second.
Third.
Emily will take second.
And Zadja will take third. So we'll go through the watch. So Carnos, I'll get you to roll a perception check for your watch, please.
First thing Carnos wants to do
Yes.
is he wants to wait till everyone is asleep, and once they fall asleep, he wants to awake Adok.
Okay.
Just
So
quietly.
You quietly roll over and wake Adok from his sleep.
Yep. And I look at him and I say, shh, just in whispers. But obviously talking loud so we can hear each other. Right, I want to know what your story is. Tell me, because I don't trust you. So, what happened to your team first? That's what I want to know first.
First, before we do anything, how are you approaching this? Are you doing it in a polite manner or very in the way you just put it across? Like rough, intending on and trying to intimidate. What I'm asking is, are you trying to intimidate him or just general conversation?
I'm making it a general conversation because the group are obviously annoyed at Carlos being mean to him. So, but he wants to get to the bottom of what Adok is doing here. So he's like, and because Adok sort of made a point earlier when he said, "Oh, I would have, attacked you already," yada yada.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get to the point of what Adok's doing here.
Carnos would not have heard about the other group. So Carnos, I don't think.
When he ran out of the forest, he said something about
Did he say
he had people, and then in the room earlier, he said something about people as well. He said all his group were dead or something. I can't remember exacts, but it was
Carnos
just a
didn't
minor.
hear that part because that was a conversation between Adok and Fibblestib.
No, when he was telling us we were going to die, we were talking to each other directly, and he said, "You're going to die. That's what heroes do." Like the people I knew, or something like that.
I don't think he said anything about his group at that point.
Okay.
But I think he may have done coming out of the forest, so I'll give you that. So we'll go with that.
Or at least people he knows. I'll just
Yeah.
say to him, so what are you actually doing here?
Surviving.
And have you been alone all this time surviving?
So far, yeah.
Why do you want to run away from everything?
I don't want to run away. I want to get out.
Well, I guess that makes sense. How'd you get in here?
I don't know.
That's so confusing. All right, I suppose, yeah.
It's
Okay.
not really confusing considering you have no idea how you got here either. So.
Yeah, I suppose I get it. That's what he's saying. I suppose I get it. Oh, that's fair. Why are you on your own? You know, goblins travel in groups.
My people didn't like me very much. All right, let's put it that way.
Your memory's quite hazy at this point too, adult. You try and remember if you were with anybody? Think you were?
Yeah, I wasn't talking about them though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, your memory's hazy across the board.
Sweet.
So your people didn't like you much, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like my own goblins or something. They look. Can I get back to sleep?
Well, no, because I don't trust you, and I need to trust you. So you must just give me one more thing. Why are you not green?
I don't know. Why are you limping?
Because I was in a bad accident, and it made me limp. Because that's what happens when you get crushed bones. That really hurts.
Right. Okay.
See, I'll give you something. Now you give me something. Why do you eat children?
Because they taste good.
Well, I mean that's fair. I suppose I can't argue. I don't know what children taste like, but that's not very nice. You shouldn't eat other people's kids.
Oh, fair enough.
Anyway,
You eat cows,
well, yeah, I suppose when they're dead.
like baby cows and lambs.
Well, I mean, if someone's raising them for food, yeah.
Well, you know, same sort of thing.
You gather people and raise them for food? You sicko.
Have you got any kids that you want to get rid of?
Carlos pulls his axe forward in more of a menacing manner now, and he's like, I'm not fucking joking around, man. I'm telling you. And he's trying to keep his voice down from the others. If you do anything wrong, you step 1 foot out of place, I will lop you in half.
Roll intimidation.
Oh, 14.
Adult, you've had similar people get in your face. Usually it doesn't bother you too much, but with everything you've been through recently and over the past few months, you're not scared of him, but you believe that he will do what he says he's going to do.
And Carlos carries on. But if you help us, then I will protect you like the rest of them. But don't give me a reason to hurt you.
I've got a tip for you. Lean in real close.
Do you lean in real close?
Yep.
How close do you want him to get? Adult?
Oh, just so like I can get to his ear.
Yeah.
Just so I whisper in his ear. Even more whispering.
Okay. Stage whisper.
If you want to help me, you want to help these people, do me a favor. Learn how to run. Properly.
That wasn't Carlos laughing. That was just me. It was
I
unhelpful.
know. I couldn't help it either.
But and he's gonna lean back, and then Adok will lean back. But I get what he's saying. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I just want to leave. That's all.
All right, that's cool. We started a bond thing, right? Me and you. So,
No, we haven't.
well, you know, I'm not going to kill you just yet. You're not going to hurt any one of my people. That's a start. It's like watered down glue, right? Are you hearing me?
No, I'm deaf. Yes, I'm hearing you.
I'm going to put my axe away for now. I'm still on watch and I'm still being careful, but I'm going to get out a small one. And Carlos has got this 2 leather belts filled with axes and knives, and he just pulls off one of his small axes. He says, because I don't think anything here really needs the big axe. Would you share a drink with me before you go to bed?
It depends. Is it poisoned?
No, I drink it first. Look, and I've got 2 flasks, one on each side of my belt, and I grab one, I pop the lid and take a sip, then I take the other lid off and take a sip of that too, and I'm like, it's just honey mead. I think one's honey mead and one's, I think it's just regular, like a beer or a brew or something. But it's alcohol. It's good for you. Courage, right? Courage. Here. Have a little. Try it. See what you think.
All right. Yeah. I'd reach out, kind of curiously, and take a swig.
And Carlos drops back a couple of good swigs as well.
And yeah, the one that he hands you is indeed, it's honey mead. Quite tasty. You've probably had it before, I'd imagine. Not unpleasant. It's not what you'd normally drink, but it's not unpleasant.
That's good. Honey mead, yeah?
Yeah, that's right, honey mead. It's got alcohol, so you know if you have too much, it can fuck you up a little bit. But it's good for you in small amounts at a time, continuously over days.
Yeah, are you an alcoholic?
No, alcoholics drink on their own. I'm drinking with you, and I also only sip a little bit at a time. So it's good for
So
like
on
at a
that note,
constant state of
Carlos, how
drunkenness.
much has Carlos been sipping today over the course of the entire day? How often does he sip from the flasks?
I'm trying to recall previous game. I don't think he's had too much. Probably about half the flask.
Okay. And with honey mead, that wouldn't be too much. So yeah.
It's not too bad.
And when you say sip, you're talking just like not even a mouthful, just like
just
to
with
wet
the
mouth.
whistle.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll know when it's more.
I kind of figured I would. I was just checking.
When he's serious about what's going on around him, he definitely doesn't put too much away, unless he's terrified. But then he puts the caps back on after having a couple of sips with Adok, puts it back on his belt, and he says, "Do you know how to count backwards from 10, Adok?"
Yes.
Sweet, can you start doing that, and we'll wait and see how long it takes for that poison to kick in, eh?
That's funny. And with that, you see the cannon to my side just move to your direction by itself.
You hear. And you peer at the corner of your eye and you see the cannon pointing directly at you.
I do like that cannon, I must say. You and Mr. Stibb, the mad scientist over there, it's one thing I like about you, and I'm going to keep that. And I was joking about the poison, just to keep you on your toes. Have a good sleep, my friend. I shall see you in some hours when you wake up.
With that, Adok is going to, if there's like a cornered section of the wall, he's going to back towards it. In behind his cannon, with his cannon resting in front.
Duly noted.
Carlos goes back to watch, and I'll roll that perception now for you.
I wouldn't even worry about it. That was good enough. We'll call that your your watch without too many hassles. Middle watch, Emilia. Roll a perception check for me, please. And was there anything you wanted to achieve while you were by yourself during your watch?
It's an 8, and yes, there is.
With the 8s, you don't really notice anything. The house is old and creaks and groans just like an old house does. You hear the wind and the rain outside. It's not heavy rain, it's not strong wind, but it's enough to cause that that light rain on the roof sound with a bit of wind sort of mixed in for good measure. What did you want to achieve during your watch?
When I start my watch, or in the middle of my watch, I'm going to look around, make sure that everyone's asleep.
Yep.
And I'm going to draw from my bag a small dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to remove my hood.
Yes.
Which no one will see, and I'm going to open my robes. And on my robes, on my right leg, about in the middle of my thigh, there is the symbol of my deity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull from my bag my water flask, my water pigskin, and my other pigskin.
Yep.
I'm going to take a drink from my water one, and I'm going to use my dagger to slightly stab my hand.
Yep.
And smear the blood on my hand and press it against my deity's logo, deity's symbol,
Yep.
which is 2 eyes surrounded by 7 stars.
Okay.
And I'm going to say a prayer.
No problem.
And at the end of my prayer, I'm going to take a big sip from my other flask.
No problem.
And that is all I want to do.
Done. You complete your prayer, and
ritual.
you re-robe yourself. No one has stirred. You're pretty careful not to be loud. No, you didn't disturb anyone, so no one stirred and woke while you were completing your religious ritual. Your watch goes without incident, and you then wake Zadriel for hers, for the final watch. So Zadriel, is there anything you wish to achieve during your watch?
Yep. It's not very long though.
That's right.
I gotta. Do I need to roll perception first, or?
Yeah, or roll it. Why not?
14.
A couple of times during your watch, you think you hear the baby crying again, but you're not 100% sure. But you think it was also maybe just the rain and the wind playing tricks on you. Your memory forces the children and what they must have gone through, being locked in this room for as long as they did until they starved to death, not having any food and having no way of getting out. How horrible and even painful that would have been for them. But apart from that, your watch goes relatively uneventful. So what did you want to achieve during your watch?
I'm gonna take my canteen of water, and I'm gonna turn it into wine.
Yep.
And take a sip, and I'm gonna stretch out my wings because no one's looking. And I'm going to look at Scathus. And I'm going to cast Turn the Faithless to see if a Fey or Fiend I can hear needs to make a saving throw, because I want to see if he is Fiend or not while he's sleeping.
It is Fey or Fiend?
Yeah.
What is the saving throw for that?
Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw? I will roll that. What's the DC?
14.
That would be a success. So your spell does not.
So he
work.
doesn't move. He doesn't move like even a snore, not a.
He doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't really seem to move. She doesn't flinch at all.
Just
You're
back up.
asleep.
Yeah, I get that, but
You're asleep.
who's she?
You're asleep.
He meant you. You're not Elish one, just this one.
Was it directed at Scathus or?
Directed at Scathus.
Oh, Scathus. Okay.
Oh,
So-
Scathus is a hay, isn't he?
Scathus is fiendish in nature, has fiendish blood. You know that because of his race, but he still does not flinch.
And I'll just sip my wine until my watch is over and kick my heels up and just wait, watching Scathus. And that is it.
I mean, you know enough about, well, what you know of tieflings is that they have demonic blood, so therefore they do have some fiendish traits. You've not met in your lifetime any good tieflings. Most of the tieflings you've met are arrogant, self-centered, only out for themselves. Normally bounty hunters or thieves, pickpockets, generally nasty people. This is the first time you've ever seen a tiefling so willing to help and lead, be out in the front, and generally he's not shown any ounce of malice or contempt to anyone in this group, which is unusual to you. But
It's
you're
always
still
the
wary.
quiet ones.
Still
Yeah.
wary. And with that, ladies and Germanies, we will end our story there. We will pick up next week at the dawn when you guys wake from your rest. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us again tonight. Really appreciate you stopping by and sharing our story. Just quickly before we do take off, however, I just want to quickly go around the players, starting with Karnos, aka Baz, aka Het, whatever you know him as. I just want to get everyone just quickly favorite RP moment through just for tonight, just something that stood out RP wise.
For me, it was probably Fibbleston and Adok at the staircase talking to each other. That was pretty fun for me. I like those little moments.
Yes, I definitely agree. That was a very cool moment indeed. Cameron, Adok, your one moment stands out for you tonight.
Yeah, I have to say, pretty much Fiddlestick, pretty much anything that he kind of little uppy moments that he does, just even interactions with him, like scraps of metal and stuff like that. Like I'm sitting there going, what would you need it for? It's so interesting, you know, just seeing his character just go about the world and interact with everybody.
Awesome. Emilia, aka the Drax.
I was like the whole setting the closet on fire.
Yes, that was
The
awesome.
fight versus the broom.
The fight versus the broom. That was, I was interested to see how that turned out, and it just happened to be Mirabelle that opened the closet door. I didn't expect the burning hands. That worked out kind of well, and it played into what I wanted to do. So it worked out really well. Trashman, aka Skathis.
The fire oopsie.
The what?
The fire oopsies.
The fire oopsies. Again, the closet oopsie. Definitely a interesting moment. And Fibblestib, aka Mr. Becker.
Just myself.
You're not allowed to choose yourself.
No, actually, the interaction in between Baz and Cameron, that was interesting.
The one during the rest.
Yeah, during the rest.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Cameron's cannon to accidentally go off.
It may happen. You never know. And up to the top, Nutty, aka Mirabelle.
Oh, I cracked up when Michelle comes running in. Well, hello, and bang.
Yes, the resident paladin with the warhammer, the clockwork warhammer that does not work.
Not yet.
Not yet, exactly. And Michelle, aka Zadriel.
I like that Emilia keeps showing his wolf face to Adok, and it hasn't figured it out, and how Mirabelle keeps trying to feed him.
Yes, for me, the standout moment tonight was definitely the Fibblestib and Adok conversation top of the stairs, with Fibblestib trying to sort of push Adok to open up a little bit, even though he knows he's probably terrified and is physically drained. It's obvious to see that he's not himself. But overall, just the RP in general tonight, guys, amazing RP. If I was going to give it XP, it'd be 5,000 each, but you're not getting any, so don't worry about it. Because we're not doing it that way. But awesome show, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and helping me tell my story. I appreciate all of you very, very much. Chat, I appreciate all you for coming along and sharing our story. We will see you again on Sunday night for episode 50 of our homebrew campaign, where we will be doing a giveaway. We'll be giving away 2 Steam games, just random Steam codes that I have available. All you'd have to do to win is hang out with us in the show and tell me how many Metallica references Het uses during the show. You will need to DM them to me in the Discord, so you have to join the Discord to be eligible to win. So !Discord in the chat will give you the Discord link. Join the Discord, and then once the show is concluded, we'll get all the DMs over the course of the week. I will be putting it up on YouTube as well, so you'll have until episode 51 to get your guesses into me. On the start of episode 51, we will draw the winner. So you're going to have basically a week to watch the YouTube, so you can pause, count, whatever. The first person to DM me the correct answer, or the closest to, will win 2 random Steam games that I have available. So, without further ado, we should pass the love on to someone else who is out here playing some Durs, I think. Who have we got out here? Oh, look, we're at the top of the Durs thing. Got Elijah with 11 viewers. We've got Red Hand of Doom, Dice Stormers, 10 viewers. Let's try them. We'll look at those guys.
Give him Fagrin. It's very, it's, you know.
I've been running for 40 minutes. We'll raid them.
True. He's tried.
Red Hand of Doom sounds cool too.
Yeah, the Dice Stormers is their name, but Red Hand of Doom, I think, might be the campaign. Might be a home.
Johnny, if it's anything, I haven't.
Not 100% sure, but that's who we will raid. So we will just pop that into the thing there. Thanks so much, everyone. We're going to see you on Sunday night. Make sure you are there. Bye.